That is not the kiss of death, and the guys have a good game to watch up in Dundee at Dens Park. So let's join your commentary team this afternoon. It is Rory Loy, Stephen Craigan and your commentator Kerdy Nidsan.
Thanks, Al. Good afternoon, everyone. The form team in the division has travelled to Dens Park, hoping to turbo boost a run of results that has seen them take 23 of their last 30 points. No one else in the division can match that over the last 10 games. Can Motherwell keep it up against the Dundee side? It's only won one of their last 7 league games, but they've also scored 8 goals in their last 3 matches. I suspect this will not end goalless in the Dundee sunshine. The teams are out. The handshakes have been done. I'll quickly run through the teams for you as they pose just for some final photographs. Dundee have John McCracken in goals, Dre Wright, Ryan Astley, Luke Graham and Ali Samuels at the back, Ethan Hamilton and Joel Cottrell anchoring midfield, Cammy Congreve, Jan Danda and Tony Yogan in front of them, with Simon Murray up top. Motherwell have Callum Ward in goals, with Stephen O'Donnell, Paul McGinn, Stephen Welsh and Emmanuel Longolo at the back, Lucas Fadinger, Elliot Watt, Callum Slattery in midfield, with Ibrahim Said, Tawanda Masuinisi and Elijah Just, an enterprising looking front three. It is gorgeous in Dundee, sun splitting the sky. We are about to kick off. Referee Dan McFarlane is just making a couple of small alterations. He's got his eyes on his watch. There's a big noisy travelling support from Motherwell away to my left, well over 1,000 of them, and a good sized crowd inside Dens Park for the home side as well. We are underway. Which way will this one swing? Two teams that love to get the ball down and play. Motherwell closing in, or trying to close in at the top of the table. 3 points here means they will go within 7 of the league leaders' hearts, and they'll be tucked in behind Rangers and Celtic. But it's Dundee on the ball over on the right hand side, but it's lost there, and an early touch for Motherwell. They'll just try and play the ball, or overplay the ball as they do, out of their own half. Guys, how do you see this one going? Goals today, surely?
Well, I think history tells us the last 2 or 3 games there should be carried in. Football doesn't always play out that way, but what we'll see is footballers who want to take a touch on the ball and want to play the ball along the ground. We've spoken an awful lot there about heading in football. I think this afternoon we'll see a game with, yeah, of course there'll still be headers, but I think a lot of emphasis will be on retaining possession, building your play, trying to get exciting players on the ball and plenty of entertainment.
Motherwell on the ball just now. We'll get the thoughts of Rory Loy in just a second. As Motherwell go just across halfway. Dundee have everyone back in formation out to this right hand side. Stephen O'Donnell, the right back for Motherwell, it's well across the halfway line. Every single player, with the exception of the Motherwell goalkeeper, is inside the Dundee half. That's what you call a high line. Motherwell, as usual, dominating the ball in these opening 90 seconds or so. Still goalless here at Dens Park. Longolo over on the left-hand side for Motherwell, who just keep the ball. Dundee at the moment, happy for them to have it. The ball's chipped forward towards Masuinisi. He's quick, but I'm not sure he's that quick. Well, actually, he does stop the ball from going out for a goal kick. It'll be a throw into Dundee over on that far side. Rory Loy, your early thoughts?
Well, the pattern of the game is one which Motherwell have become accustomed to, in which teams drop off them and allow them to pass the ball around, and Dundee certainly are showing early signs of that being their setup, which surprises me ever so slightly, because, you know, as the home side, you don't want to be camped in your own half and allowing the 2 centre-backs of the opposition team to have the ball, but they obviously feel Motherwell are that good that has to be done.
Dundee have chipped a long ball forward. Motherwell just with some defending to be done, and Paul McGinn has done it expertly well, and a couple of passes are exchanged, and it's back to goalkeeper Callum Ward, who is 4 minutes away from going 6 hours without conceding a goal for the second time this season. Motherwell are free scoring. They are very difficult to score against. Elijah Just for Motherwell trying to slip the ball in. Dundee just have lots of dark blue shirted bodies back. A wall of defenders there. Motherwell trying to pass their way through it. The ball's on the edge of the Dundee area, and a couple of good passes are exchanged by the men in dark blue, and they get up towards halfway. Can Yogan get away? He can't. He's muscled out of it by 3 Motherwell players, one of whom is Ibrahim Said, who stabs the ball towards the byline. A couple of Dundee players put him under lots of pressure. Good tackle goes in. The ball is hacked clear, and a round of applause from the home fans for their energy and effort so far in these opening goalless 3 minutes.
I think what's ever so impressive is how quickly Motherwell settle into the rhythm. Sometimes a game can be a bit feisty for 5-10 minutes, but every game they play and they kick off, within seconds they have control of the ball, they're dictating the play, the opposition then have to readjust. You can clearly see Dundee are going to play in the counter-attack. They've got the pace of Congreve, they've got the pace of Simon Murray and the pace of Yogan, so Motherwell have to be careful they don't give the ball away.
Tawanda Maswanisi has it just outside the Dundee area, chips it into the box. Dundee just play the ball away. 3.5 goalless minutes played here at Dens Park, but it's been pretty much all Motherwell so far. Maybe no great surprise. This is the way they like to do things under Jens Bertel Askew. With an impact the Danish manager has had. Now Stephen O'Donnell's having quite an impact here. Can he hook the ball into the middle? He can. Dundee head the ball to the edge of the area. Longallow's across there. He's come forward a long way, and out comes the goalkeeper John McCracken. Just throws himself on the ball, and that will relieve a little bit of the early pressure. And quickly we're back underway with Imari Samuels for Dundee in the left back position. He goes for the long diagonal, trying to get Simon Murray involved in the play. That won't happen, and Motherwell will just nod the ball down. Stephen Welsh to Paul McGinn, and Elliot Watt already trying to dictate things from midfield, as he has done for large parts of this season so far. 4.5 minutes gone. It's live on BBC Radio Scotland. Stephen Craigan and Rory Loy with Kerdy Nidsan as Tawanda Maswanisi's almost in there behind the Dundee defence, and it's just nodded back to the goalkeeper. Another round of applause, Rory. The home fans are liking the organisation, but as you identified, they'll want the ball further up the park.
Yeah, they will. It'll only be okay to a point for Dundee. Communication needs to be strong in there with Cottrell, especially in Hamilton, because Elijah Just's very good at maintaining a really, really high position and then dropping in between the defence and the centre backs, the defence and the central midfielders, and it shouldn't happen from Dundee's point of view because they've got two holding midfielders in there, but he's managed to a couple of times, and Motherwell are looking to use the ball sharply around the edge of the box to try and create opportunities.
5 minutes gone live on BBC Radio Scotland. It is Dundee 0, Motherwell 0 in this Premiership match, which will get everyone to the 29 games mark in the division. It's the last of anyone's games in hand as his ever more fascinating title race continues to gather pace. Dundee, of course, trying to be probably the best of the rest. It is exceptionally unlikely that they're going to make the top six. They have to win this game for a start to do that. Cottrell will think about a shot from the edge of the area. Instead, he goes wide. Played in to Simon Murray. Spins on the penalty spot. Can he get his shot away? He can't. A little bit of looseness there in the visitors' defence. The offside flag has gone up, and Motherwell can relax again. And that's better from Dundee.
Much better, because the one thing you do when you play against Motherwell, you have to be good with the ball. Because if you're not, they just simply take it off you, Carradine. So Dundee have showed real patience there. They moved the ball round about, and it was Joel Cottrell who stepped in from midfield. You've got to step into the game, trying to attract the opposition defenders and then try and pick them off. So that will certainly give them plenty of heart.
6 minutes played here at Dens Park. It's 0-0, but Dundee could be in here. That's loose from Motherwell. Well, Ward just played a poor pass there, and he very nearly blotted his copy route, because now that we have played 6 minutes, he has officially gone 360 minutes since the last concession of a goal. That is 6 hours of football. They went much longer than that earlier in the season as well. Over 10 hours, 646 minutes without conceding between the 25th of November and the 27th of December. It has been that kind of season for Motherwell. Incredibly good at the back, pretty tidy up front as well. No goals here though in these opening 7 minutes.
They are defending incredibly deep when they don't have the ball, Dundee. They really are. I mean, Jan Danda, who you would normally have further up the pitch playing off Simon Murray. I mean, Simon Murray's deep in his own half, never mind Jan Danda. So, you know, they are playing on the counter-attack, as Stephen said, and they had a wee moment there. Motherwell at the back, a bit shaky, but you know, Dundee have got so many bodies in the midfield. It's going to be interesting to see how Motherwell try and crack that nut.
It is, Stephen, isn't it? Because they've been so good this season for so long. The football we've seen has been absolutely fantastic. You can just sense that they're feeling their way into this game just now.
Yeah, it's just there's a couple of times players have played long balls when I don't think it's on to play it. You're trying to force the game, which is playing into the hands of Dundee. I would just keep the ball, keep moving it. Eventually someone will switch off, someone will drop a runner. A gap will appear and you can go and exploit it, but don't try and force the ball in behind or in a diagonal if it's not on, because it just means you're giving up possession.
It's goalless here at Dens in the opening 8 minutes in the rugby at Murrayfield. Scotland are ahead against France, 19-14 at half-time. So a cracking game there. Scotland doing well. We're just waiting for this one to come to the boil here in Dundee, where the home side have the ball deep inside their own territory, as they have been pretty much for these opening 8.5 goalless minutes. They have had a couple of opportunities, largely self-inflicted, as Motherwell gave the ball away at the edge of their area. But the Motherwell press and organisation has been good, and they're looking to put pressure on Dundee just now as Tawanda Maswanise leads that press. And has he drawn the error? He has. Stephen O'Donnell gets in there, and Motherwell pick up the ball. There's a cluster of claret and amber, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them round the ball, and they'll just look to try and thread some passes, little triangles, and spreading the ball out to that left-hand side to Longolo. So much to admire about the way Motherwell play the game. He's looking for the run of Callum Slattery. He's well marshalled across there by Ryan Astley.
I think there's a bit of a reluctance, Kerridine, for the teams to go and press. You know, Motherwell are allowing Dundee to have the ball. They're sitting off. They're trying to set traps. When Motherwell win the ball, Dundee are the exact same. So eventually someone's going to have to break ranks and go and try and win the ball. Otherwise, it's just going to be a game of chess and trying to pick each other off.
Dundee have given the ball away at the edge of the area. I think they're just about going to get away with it, though, and they might have a chance to spring forward just now with Yogan across Amari Samuels across the halfway line for Dundee. Now it's into Yogan, who's just peeled away from his man, and Motherwell have all the bodies back, and that's good organisation from them. Dundee still have it though. Jan Danda looks up to see what his options are across to the right hand side for Dundee, able maybe now to put a little bit of pressure on the Motherwell rear guard for the first time in the match. Motherwell, everyone back. Dundee across to the left hand side, just looking to try and play some patterns, play a little bit of football. Luke Graham back across to Astley, over on the right hand side now to Cammy Congreve, coming on his left foot. A little ripple from the crowd as he gets involved, and Motherwell just pick that off and chip the ball away up towards halfway. And still with 10 and a bit minutes gone, it's still Dundee 0, Motherwell 0. The home side though just easing their way into the game. This is their best spell in the match so far, and they move across halfway down to the right hand side. Chip forward, can Congreve get on the end of it? Nice ball in from him, and the goalkeeper Callum Ward, well, he comes for it. He was on his knees there. He's going to get his goal kick, and the danger is averted.
Stephen maybe speak to this better than I can, but Stephen Wells drops a lot earlier than the rest of the defence there. They hold their line and Stephen Wells drops. That's what plays Cammy Congreve onside. The goalkeeper does enough in the end, but Stephen Welsh went to the runner there, where the others decided to stand and try and catch him offside. So, you know, Dundee looking potent when they get the ball up the pitch.
Motherwell with the ball, with goalkeeper Callum Ward. They could of course go within a point of third place Rangers and 7 of League Leaders Hearts if they win today, and they're trying to come forward just now. Tawanda Maswanisi's peeled away on that left hand side. Nobody's near him. Can he get his shot away? Left footed shot from Maswanise. Good save from the goalkeeper. Well, he's done well there, John McCracken. He's bailed his team out, and that's the first real chance of the match after 11.5 minutes. No surprise as it's gone to Tawanda Maswanise. Maybe the surprise is that he couldn't score. Still Motherwell are pressing. Dundee with a bit to do, and they're going to try and get the ball away up towards Simon Murray, but he's completely crowded out by the Motherwell bodies, and Dundee will get it over to Danda and just relieve a little bit of pressure over on that right hand side. Danda just delays his pass. He'll get a throw in. First chance of the match. Good save.
And it was just a slight change of position for Tawanda Maswanise. He has been playing centre forward, but he found himself on the left hand side. Lovely way to pass, I think it was, from Elliot Watt that played him in, and suddenly he's one-on-one against Astley. Everyone thought he was going to go on his right foot, chop back onto his left foot. I think he probably has to lift it over the goalkeeper, John McCracken. He tries to go low. It's a very good save by John McCracken, and just a warning sign for Dundee.
Kerridine, from our position, there's one pole in front of us which covers a small section of the box, and that's inevitably always where the action takes place. I could barely see that there.
I'm glad you said that. That'll bail me out of a few issues and problems potentially as the game goes on. We have excellent visibility in terms of gorgeous sunshine here in Dundee, but at Dens Park there are 1, 2, 3, minimum 4 stanchions in this old stand that can obscure the view at times. We'll do our best to bring you the best of the action here. It's been pretty tame so far by the standards of both of these sides, but you just sense it's just warming up slightly. Scotland 26, France 14 is the yet more encouraging scoreline from Murrayfield over on FM in the Six Nations. 26-14, Scotland doing really well against the Six Nations favourites France, who, if they got a bonus point win today, they'd win the championship today. Motherwell, they are trying to win this game at the moment. They have the ball just outside the Dundee area, and Luke Graham's back there just stabbing his right boot out, trying to get the ball clear. Comes to the edge of the area again. Dundee throwing bodies in the way. Come to the edge of the area. Shot comes in, and again, rasps the palms of the Dundee goalkeeper John McCracken, who all of a sudden is seeing a lot more of the ball. That was Lucas Fadinger with the shot. Earlier it was Tawanda Mas, would he say. 2 chances Motherwell, 2 saves from the Dundee goalkeeper.
Yeah, they're just getting into the rhythm now, aren't they? They're starting to find their space, they're starting to pick holes in Dundee. If someone switch it off, Elijah Justice have more of an influence. Elliot Watt always does, but suddenly Motherwell now look as if they're searching for that first goal to try and take the game away from Dundee.
It's warming up here in more ways than one in the blinding sunshine at Dens Park. Motherwell finding their stride. 14 goalless minutes in on BBC Radio Scotland. Stephen Craigan and Rory Loy with me, Kerdy Nidstein, with the exclusive live commentary. Dundee 0, Motherwell 0, as the home side try and make something happen with Tony Yogan on this left-hand side. He's well marked by Stephen O'Donnell. He's stepped away from him though and tried to chip the ball forward towards Imari Samuels, who can't quite get there. The home fans around me want a handball that's not coming. We play on. Elliot Watt into the midfield to Elijah Just, who gets it through to Slattery. Over on that left-hand side is Longolo. A couple of Motherwell bodies offering in support. Longolo plays it in, and Tawanda Maswanisi just can't quite get there. It'll go out. I was going to say for the first corner of the game. It won't, because Longolo keeps it in. A couple of Dundee players are beside him. They nick the ball off him, and I wonder if he might as well have left that running out for the corner, but he didn't, and Dundee have the ball with Congreve over on that right-hand side. Lovely footwork from him with the white leather boots, and they're gleaming over on that right-hand side as Dundee come forward in the home sunshine here. They spit it to this left-hand side to Imari Samuels. Can Dundee fashion a chance here? They've seen their goalkeeper McCracken make a couple of good saves in the last couple of minutes. Now Dundee have it just outside Motherwell territory over on this left-hand side, level with the 18-yard box. Imari Samuels plays it in. He was looking for his captain, Simon Murray, who might get a second bite of the cherry. He can't, because Motherwell will get the ball away. Dundee will keep the pressure up, though Imari Samuels, once again, he's pushed to the ground, is he, by Saeed, who doesn't like the decision. Free kick to Dundee. This will be interesting.
Yeah, it probably was just a free kick. I think the 2 hands do go in the back. Not too much of a push, and he goes down quite easily, but I can understand why the free kick is given, certainly. But Yogan, it comes up to Yogan a couple of times, and he showed flashes in the game, but he gives the ball away, which leads to the Motherwell chance. It's just, I've seen him be so good, so there's times where I watch him and I just think, in certain moments you need to retain the ball better, keep the ball better. Dundee inevitably come up the other end, and if Yandanda takes a better touch, Congreve was actually in for a 1-2 to be an own goal, but didn't quite manage to do it. But Dundee do have a free kick in a dangerous area.
And it is those two who are over it, Yandanda and Cameron Congreve. Congreve would bend it outwards left-footed, but I think Yandanda's going to take it with the right boot. It's the red boots of Yandanda. He's standing with his hand on his hips. In comes a free kick. Now he delays, he dummies. Then Congreve's going to take it. Now Danda takes it far too hard. It's curling way beyond the goal post there, and that is somewhat of a disappointment. There was the double shuffle between the two of them. That was just a waste.
Completely pointless, and it does nothing but put Yandanda under a little bit more pressure. I mean, the difference between doing that and just whipping the ball in, but nobody's near them. I don't quite understand what benefit that could potentially give anyone.
I can see what they were trying to do, because they were trying to go in and come back out and move the players and trying to unsettle Motherwell's the zonal marking system, where there was just a big long line. But ultimately you have to have the execution at the end of it, and unfortunately Yandanda didn't.
Well, they had the commentator bamboozled, that's for sure. I wasn't entirely sure who was going to take that, and in the end it was Yandanda, and in the end, frankly, it was absolutely awful. 17 goalless minutes played here at Dens Park. Apart from that, it's been pretty decent. We've had a couple of sort of half chances for Dundee, but the main chances have fallen to Motherwell. A Maswanisi shot and Fadinger as well, both stinging the palms of John McCracken in the Dundee goal. He's got 5 Premiership clean sheets so far this season. How he'd love to make that half a dozen, but Motherwell now are up the other end. Elijah Just tries to play the ball across. There's a brilliant block coming in there. Still Just will have it though, to the edge of the area, chipped in towards the penalty spot. Ibrahim Saeed is there at the edge of the area. Stephen O'Donnell goes outside to Elijah Just, puts his left boot on the ball, rolls his studs over it, gives it into Slattery. Stephen O'Donnell looks for bodies moving ahead of him. One of them is Saeed. He's got 2 Dundee players around him. He's done well to keep possession. He's had to come back though. It's good organisation from Dundee at the moment. But now Elijah Just wide on the right hand side, comes infield towards the edge of the Dundee penalty area. Watt for Motherwell exchanges passes with Fadinger. Dundee are back, they're in their shape, they're disciplined and they're organised, so Motherwell are being forced back towards halfway. They still have the football though with Lucas Fadinger, the Austrian. Watt spreads the play over to the left-hand side to Longolo, who's in acres of space over there. A couple of Dundee bodies run over to close him down. Now the ball comes long, there's Donald at the back post, chance for Motherwell, but it's just hacked away by the Dundee defence just to the edge of the area. In comes the ball once again, a header towards the edge of the area. Can Motherwell get a shot away? They can't. Referee's in the way as well, so they have to come back out to this right-hand side. The ball's just outside the Dundee penalty area. They're defending for their lives at the moment, Dundee, but they cannot get the ball off of Motherwell, who have it with O'Donnell. Now Ibrahim Said just in from the right-hand corner flag. O'Donnell, right-footed, plays it across. Jan Danda hoofs the ball into the air. Nice touch from captain Simon Murray. He's got a couple of Motherwell players near him. Lovely footwork from him. He just spins away from Stephen O'Donnell, who takes him down. Lovely play from the captain. A warm round of applause for his skill and efforts there, and he's just relieved a little bit of that pressure. And with 19 minutes played and the ball on halfway with a free kick to Dundee, it's still goalless.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want from Simon Murray. Motherwell had a bit of sustained pressure there. He just relieved it, and he had to do a lot of work to do so. It was a wonderful first touch, lovely bit of skill. O'Donnell brings him down just after a really good move from Motherwell a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, but I think it was the switch of play, wasn't it? Stephen Welch from left to right, where Stephen O'Donnell tried to fit it into the path of Elijah Just. So for Motherwell at the minute, it's just that final pass. The final thing they do with the ball at the top end of the pitch has just eluded them.
Dundee have a throw-in over on their right-hand side. Maybe it's no surprise that this has been tight so far. In the last 10 meets between these two, only once has there been more than one goal between them. That was a 4-1 win for Dundee over Motherwell back in 2024 as Dundee try and make way down that right-hand side. Cameron Congreve, he's such a good player for the home side. He's full of energy. He's a bag of tricks as well, the Welshman. A couple of goals this season so far, including an absolute belter last week against Hibs, right at the end of the game for a share of the spoils. That was a 6-goal thriller. We're hoping for some goals here. Let's see if Dundee can maybe fashion something here from the long throw, which across the UK is pretty much back in fashion. And it comes into the Motherwell penalty area. And it comes towards Simon Murray. Well, he was claiming for a handball there. I wonder whether he could have got closer to it. Scotland 33, France 14. That is turning into quite the performance from Gregor Townsend's men in the Six Nations against the tournament favourites. Superb stuff from Scotland there. Here, it's all about the Premiership. It's all about Motherwell and Dundee, who are goalless so far in his opening 21 minutes, and Longolo is across the halfway line for Motherwell, but he's forced back. He's going to have to settle for a throw-in. And so far, both sides just lacking that extra bit of quality. Motherwell have it on the halfway line, and once again, Dundee back in their formation, sitting pretty deep, wondering whether Motherwell can pass their way through them. We're going to try and do that just now. Midway inside the Dundee half, up towards Maswanisi. He's tackled though, and that's again good play, good defending from Dundee, but again they are so far back that they're going to take some playing and some series of passes to get away from their own penalty area, which is where the ball is just now. They've played it out towards the right hand side.
Yeah, I think the ball that was on there was out to Longelo. You know, a couple of times there they're coming back into Dundee's bodies in the middle of the pitch, and those wee intricate passes are really difficult, whereas I think Longelo has got the legs. If you play the ball to him, he can get one touch out his feet and get a ball in the box.
But it also then shows the weakness of Tawanda Maswanisi. He's not used to playing with his back to goal. He doesn't like playing with his back to goal. Ball comes up to him and the play turns over. He wants to be someone who runs onto the space in behind, but the space isn't there. So you're right, Motherwell were trying to shoehorn it down the middle of the pitch at every opportunity. When it's Stephen O'Donnell one side or Emmanuel Longelo the other side, that's the outball.
Here come Motherwell once more. Elijah just takes a touch out to this right hand side. They're still inside their own half. Stephen O'Donnell just goes back to Paul McGinn, and then offering himself deep as he often does as Elliot Watts back to Stephen O'Donnell on the halfway line. Elijah Just is hugging this right hand touchline, so is Ibrahim Said, and Dundee just try and start the press, led there by the imposing figure of Ethan Hamilton, who's having such a good season for the home side. But Motherwell, who just recycle, they retain the ball, they have it exactly on the halfway line. 23 goalless minutes played here. Nice pass over to the left-hand side to Longolo, the left back, but he's pretty much playing as a left winger at the moment. And once again, though, Motherwell just... it breaks down for them. They're scrapping for it though, and they've managed to win the ball back. The Dundee fans around me want a free kick. It's not going to come, and Motherwell have it just outside the penalty area. Can the shot come in? It's blocked away. That was Elijah Just. There was power there. That was well defended by Dundee. And Motherwell, once again, Stephen Welsh has acres of space to try and pick a pass. He's on his own inside the centre circle, just inside the Dundee half, and he's misjudged that pass though. It was well read by Imari Samuels, and a little warm round of applause for the energy and the effort from the home fans, but they'll want a little bit more further up the pitch. And Stephen Presley, the Dundee manager, just come out of his technical area there with a couple of instructions to a couple of his players as Motherwell get us back underway once again. 24 goalless minutes played here on BBC Radio Scotland. Stephen Craigan and Rory Loy with me, Kerdy Nidsan. Dundee 0, Motherwell 0. The main chances have come from Motherwell, and they're trying to fashion something here once again. Lucas Fandinger wants the referee to get out of his way. Stephen Welsh comes forward, tries to play a little reverse pass towards Maswanisi.
Exact same thing again, Kerridine. The ball's got to go out to Longello, and then if they want to recycle it, they can. But I mean, they're trying to eye the thread the eye of a needle. Sorry, when Longello's a 10-yard pass away and he's got acres of space in front of him.
Yeah, I think it's a real reluctance to give it to him. He's had a bit of success. I mean, look, you can even see now on the opposite side of the pitch the amount of space he has. When the option's on, just give it to him, because Dundee are playing narrow. Congreve's playing narrow onto Fadinger or Elliot Watts. So he's the outball all day.
Well, Motherwell haven't lost in the Premiership since December the 27th at Ibrox. Their last Premiership loss before that was a 2-1 defeat at home to Falkirk. Such wonderful form. I wonder if Dundee have taken a long look at that and thought, how can we stop this team? They've been disciplined so far, but Motherwell coming forward now. But again, a last gasp bit of defending by Astley across there on that right-hand side, gets the ball away for Dundee. Motherwell's run, 1 league defeat in 20, 13 wins, 6 draws, 45 points from the last available 60. Only Rangers in the league can match that. Dundee will have a free kick as another Motherwell attack peters out into nothing.
They used Longello that time, and what happened was he skipped by the midfield player of Dundee, and Astley went to the ball. Now the ball then comes back inside, and it opens up the space for Said to go in. Clipped ball into him. His touch let him down a little bit, but it was a potential opening for Just, who was the third man running off it. So it's just decision making for Motherwell, because for me they are the more potent and they're looking the better team. It's just that final decision making in the final third.
It's interesting. Jens Bertholascu was asking the fourth official why the free kick went to Dundee. Ethan Hamilton had the ball and slipped and got the ball caught under his legs. The Motherwell players are trying to dig the ball out from him having his legs on top of the ball, and Dundee got the free kick. It just seemed a bit odd. I think that's why he was a bit perplexed.
It's not often this season that Jens Bertholascu has cut a fairly frustrated figure. It's just not quite working for him so far today. Plenty of time to go. They've only played 26.5 minutes here at Dens, but it's goalless, as once again Elliot Watt gets his foot on the ball, but once again a couple of Dundee players are hassling and harrying him, and they win the ball back only for a couple of passes though, at which point Mother will pinch it back, and again their playmaker Elliot Watt looks to see what is available to him. A poor pass, and the goalkeeper's come out a long way, and the ball is just played by Cameron Congreve. Well, if he'd got a little bit more flight on the ball, and if it'd been on target, I wonder if Callum Ward was getting there. Unfortunately for Congreve, well, it just floated harmlessly wide of the right hand post, but you've got to admire the invention and the boldness from the Welshman. Looked up, saw the keeper off his line, had a pop, and it passed harmlessly wide, which is why after 27 minutes it's still Dundee 0, Motherwell 0, and for the second time in 30 seconds Motherwell have misplaced the football. We are not used to seeing this, Stephen Craig.
Well, they've been sloppy a couple of times, there's no doubt about it. They're struggling to break Dundee down. There's a little bit of impatience amongst the players. They're trying to force the ball at times when it's possibly not on. But I mean, that one before, Cameron Congreve will be disappointed he hasn't at least hit the target. And I think if he hits the target, it's probably a goal, because Callum Ward was so far out of his goal. So you're talking about being inventive. I think all teams know against Motherwell, if you turn the ball over the halfway line, have a shot, because Callum Ward's normally so high.
Here comes Longolo for Motherwell. Exchanges passes with Maswanisi. Can't quite get through Dundee. Long range shot comes in from, I think it was Slattery. Is that taking a nick off somebody? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a goal kick. There's also a Dundee player who might need a bit of attention.
I think it's Jan Danda who's down, is it? I'm not too sure he's used to taking tackles, but I think even them they tackle with somebody.
Yeah, I can see those red boots carried in, it's mentioned earlier.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he's getting a free kick. Pretty sure it's going to be a goal kick, and he's just taking his time to get to his feet. Tawanda Maswanisi is on hand to help him up if need be. A little pat on the back for Jan Danda, who's on loan from Hearts, the former Ross County man. When he plays, Dundee tend to play as well. It's a couple of enterprising midfields for both sides. Both teams can score goals, just not today. 28.5 minutes gone so far. Dundee 0, Motherwell 0. The busier of the two goalkeepers, John McCracken, kicks right-footed. He had a couple of early saves, one from Maswanisi, one from Fadinger, and Stephen O'Donnell asked a lot of his goalkeeper, Callum Ward, who just comes to the edge of his area, and a couple of passes later, Motherwell up towards the halfway line. Maswanisi takes a lovely touch opposite to Said, who just can't quite take it off his feet. Yogan launches himself into a tackle. Slattery's in there as well, so it's watch, and it's gone Motherwell's way. There's 3 Dundee fans sitting up in front of us who don't like that one little bit. The free kick's been taken. The referee, though, Dan McFarlane, is going to want it back.
And I think, again, what Jens Bartholascu said to the fourth official is that's not any different than the one at the other end of the pitch. You give one to Dundee and you give one to Motherwell. It's the exact same scenario. So we talk about inconsistencies within games. We've just had it.
No goals here at Dens as we approach the half-hour mark at Murrayfield. Scotland 33, France 14. How's that for a scoreline with an hour played there? I'm told it's now 38-14. Motherwell coming forward now. Said into the area, right-footed, plays it across. No one can get a touch back from Longolo. Another shot comes in, brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Goodness me, John McCracken dives right-footed, and another shot comes in. It's just past the post. Well, Motherwell are wondering how on earth they haven't managed to take the lead there. And the first save from John McCracken at his right-hand post with his right hand was absolutely marvellous. Half an hour gone. Dundee 0, Motherwell 0, but only thanks to the home goalkeeper.
Well, Motherwell probably feel they should be ahead. It's the first time really that Ibrahim Said has got beyond the Dundee back line, and that's probably where Motherwell then miss a potent centre forward, a poacher in the box. He just rolls the ball across the 6-yard line. There's no takers, there's no one looking for a tap in. I think Longelo then has a shot at the back post. It's saved. The ball's recycled by Maswanisi. Another save by John McCracken down to his right hand side. Closest Motherwell have came. Dundee hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, I mentioned thread in the eye of a needle. If there's any player on that pitch capable, it's Elijah Just. Craigs talks about Ibrahim Said running in behind. What a touch. It's a little deft touch with the outside of the boot, round the corner into Said. It opens up the full Dundee defence, and Craigs has spoke you through the rest.
Motherwell ever so close to going ahead here. Brilliant save from John McCracken. The reflex is there. Well, we saw a wonder save from Craig Gordon here for Hearts. It wasn't quite at that level. It was the other side of the goal. Maybe just as valuable, though. Here come Dundee with Amari Samuels close to the corner flag, left-footed. The cross is a good one right to the back post, and Congreve will be able to get hold of the ball across there. In comes the ball now. It's flicked to the back post. Chance for Samuel. Goal, Dundee! It's Amari Samuels! Sorry, it's Yogan! Tony Yogan for Dundee! Motherwell were asleep at the back post when the cross came over from the right-hand side. Yogan was there to side-foot it in. Tony Yogan's first goal for Dundee gives them the lead. 32 minutes played here at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, I think both fullbacks for Motherwell are slightly culpable there. The ball comes in from the left-hand side, and Longelo, it goes right over his head. It goes all the way through to Dre Wright. Dre Wright then delivers it back in, and Stephen O'Donnell, for me, switches off ever so slightly. Tony Yogan sneaks in at the back post and side foots it, I think, into the back of the net.
Yeah, it's such a poor goal for Motherwell to give away. It really is. The cross really going nowhere from Dre Wright. He takes it in his left foot, takes a little nick at the near post, and Stephen O'Donnell is completely unaware of where Tony Yogan is behind him. He just makes a power and run in behind. Callum Ward comes and jumps and tries to make the block, and he actually hits it into the ground through his legs. So against the run of play, you have to say Motherwell should have had the lead a couple of minutes ago, but they now trail by 0-0.
6 hours and 26 minutes. That's how long it took for Motherwell to concede a goal. Callum Ward will not be having another clean sheet today. He's the league leader on 16 clean sheets in the Premiership, but he has been beaten. Dundee have the lead, and will that knock the stuffing out of Motherwell, or will they bounce straight back? Could have fascinating implications at the top of the table as Dundee come forward once again. Cammy Congreve, right-footed cross to the back post. Ward comes! And goodness me, Tony O'Gann's almost got two in a couple of minutes there. I'm not sure who got the final touch, but he was in there. And it's just gone past the right-hand post.
He's got to score. Never mind should have. Never mind could have, Kerridine. He absolutely should have. See if he's slightly braver and just puts his head right through the ball. It's in the back of the net without question. He tries to glance it. Doesn't need glanced. It just needs powered into the back of the net. Any more sufficient touch on it and it's a goal.
Well, I just wondered, was it fractionally sort of too high, and was he struggling to get over the ball? But as you see, he's not far from goal.
I think he's got to score. I really do. Whether he's up slightly early, I still think he's got to have enough to get enough contact on it and purchase on it to put it in the back of the net. But Callum Ward looked a little bit shaky. He went long straight away, which he's not done the full game after he conceded, and he looked a little bit shaky and uncertain there as well.
Well, as every second goes by, that save by John McCracken about 5 minutes ago gets even better, because that kept it at 0-0. And now, as Motherwell try and come forward and do something about the scoreline, it's Dundee 1, Motherwell 0. It was very nearly 2, and it was very nearly the same person, Tony O'Gann. Now then, Hamilton coming forward for Dundee. He's got 3 claret and amber jerseys around him. Surely he's fouled. Yes, he wants to take the free kick quickly. Well, the referee's not allowing him to, because he wants to go and boot Emmanuel Longolo. And that was a strong run forward, and well, I have some sympathy for Dundee, who wanted that free kick to be allowed to be taken quickly.
Yeah, I think if you trace it back, it's once again Motherwell been sloppy in possession. Ethan Hamilton just picked up the ball and just drove right at the heart of the Motherwell defence. I didn't think there was much in the second one on Hamilton. I think he was desperate to go down. He knew he was outnumbered, so any kind of contact he was going to fall to the ground. But initially when he picked up the ball, someone tried the rugby tackle in the middle of the pitch. Didn't manage to pull him down. Clearly he should have been at Murrayfield as opposed to Dens Park. But anyway, he got away from him, and you're right. The quick free kick would have been ideal from Dundee's perspective, but I think the referee had made his mind up. I'm going to book the Motherwell player. I think it was Siad, wasn't it? So he's made the choice.
There's some attention. Who's that has gone down there?
I think it's Fadinger, is it? I think it's Lucas Fadinger.
Well, it's Fadinger who tried the rugby tackle that Stephen's talking of, and as Ethan Hamilton was moving forward and Fadinger was, had missed him and has fallen to the ground, I think his heel has caught him. It looked a sore one, actually. I don't know if he's caught him in the face or in the shoulder or where he's caught him. However, it did look quite a sore one. Hopefully he's okay.
47-14 is the score between Scotland and France in the Six Nations over on FM on BBC Radio Scotland. That is quite the statement from Gregor Townsend's side, as Fadinger still gets some treatment here.
Tom English will be beside himself. I mean, where's Tom going to get his or take his negative energy this afternoon? He's not going to be able to ask any tough questions. He's going to have to praise the managers, Kerridine. What's going on?
That really is quite the score. It's 65 minutes, so we've still got 15 minutes left to play. 47-14 against the tournament favourites, best team in the tournament so far by a distance, a galaxy of rugby royalty and superstars. Scotland 47, France 15. If you're a rugby fan, you're in your element with that scoreline. It's over on FM here. Well, I'm hearing that France have just scored a try, 47-19. Dundee 1, Motherwell 0, as Lucas Fadinger is coming off for some... Is there going to be a substitution? I think there is. Oscar Priestman coming on for Motherwell. Well,
clearly, whatever the injury is, he's not able to continue. Oscar Priestman, I think, has been a little bit unfortunate. He's done well when he's come into the side, so it'll be a like-for-like replacement.
So on 37 minutes, nearly 38, Oscar Priestman on for Lucas Fadinger. It's just not gone Motherwell's way at all this half. They're a goal down, should have been 2 down. They've had to make an unscheduled substitution, and now they're going to have to defend this free kick from a Dundee side who are up for this match now. They really fancy their chances. Yogan with what might be his first ever career goal, certainly his first goal for Dundee, as the ball's chipped into the Motherwell penalty area. That's not a convincing header. The second ball comes to Dundee and just can't quite get there. Simon Murray, the Dundee captain, he nearly runs into the Motherwell supporters. He had such energy behind that late burst of pace, but he couldn't keep the ball in, and it's out for a goal kick to Motherwell, who trail by 1-0.
He looks really groggy, Fadinger. Must have caught him on the head of the face. I don't know if concussions maybe are concerned.
He's got a good deputy in Oscar Priestman, the Australian, as Maswanisi gets involved over on this right-hand side again, takes a lovely touch and keeps possession for Motherwell. Back to O'Donnell, and then some early touches for Oscar Priestman, the 22-year-old who's just come on. And Motherwell chasing the game live here on BBC Radio Scotland with Rory Loy and Stephen Craigan. Dundee 1, Motherwell 0, thanks to Tony Yogan's first goal for the club. Slattery, good looking cross towards the edge of the area. What with a shot, hits a hand, I think. Well, the referee says play on. In any case, it was outside the area, and it's just too strong, that pass. I think Slattery's not going to be able to keep that in. And again, not for the first time in this match, a Motherwell pass goes astray. We have 6 minutes to go until half time, and it's still Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, it's not the first time in the half either that Motherwell have put a ball into a really good area, and the two centre backs, there's a big gap between them. To be fair, they get rid of it. It's actually the centre back at the far post that clears it. I'd be looking for a Motherwell player, Stephen, in between the two of them, trying to get on the end of it.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Whenever Saeed went through and fizzed the ball across, you don't have that potent number 9 who just hangs about the double 6-yard box looking for balls to come across. Maswanisi wants to go get involved and play, and because he is doing that, then he's leaving the middle of the box free.
5 minutes to go until the break. Motherwell have the ball on halfway. They trail by 1-0 here at Dens Park to Dundee, who will just about get the ball away for a throw-in.
This is an unusual position for Motherwell to be in, Carradine, because when you keep so many clean sheets, you don't have to come from behind to try and win games.
Here they come just now. The ball's played across just into the side netting. No, that's going to be a goal kick to Dundee. Well, that's absolutely right, because they've gone nearly 6.5 hours without conceding a goal for the second time this season.
I'm actually trying to think this season if they've had to come from behind and win a game. And off the top of my head, I'm racking my brain. I tried to get on my phone to see it. I don't think they have. I think the majority of games they've won, they've always led, and teams have tried to chase them down and they've went and picked them off. So this is kind of, new territory. It may have happened once or twice, but it's certainly new territory in recent times for them to have to dig deep and find something a bit special.
What do they have in the locker as Dundee try and come forward once again? The goal scorer, Yogan, has a couple of Motherwell players, but a lovely back heel just completely takes them out of the game, and Amari Samuels runs down the left, but he's ignored, and Dundee will just slow the play down. Danda back to halfway, and that's a poor pass there, now picked off by Elijah just for Motherwell, who all of a sudden have got Maswanisi running in on goal. Just now into Maswanisi, just at the edge of the area, left-footed curling shot, and the goalkeeper, again, it's a bit of a sort of Superman dive over to that right-hand side. He was always going to save it, but the save had to be made by John McCracken. Earlier it was much more significant when he kept his clean sheet, and that's why it's still Dundee 1, Motherwell 0 with less than 4 minutes left.
Yeah, as a young lad a few rows in front of us with his Dundee strip with McCracken on the back, he was up applauding him, quite rightly so. Second really good save of the game.
It was just sloppy play from Luke Graham, wasn't it? You're right into the path of Elijah Just. He's the one player you don't want to give the ball to. They worked it well on the edge of the box. There wasn't enough pace, there wasn't enough power from Maswanisi off his left foot, but they probably should have done a little bit better.
Last 3.5 minutes of the half, Motherwell in possession, but Motherwell trail by 1-0. Elliot Watt into Elijah Just. Can he get his shot away? You could see he was trying to get the ball back on his left foot, but again, solid defending from Dundee. They try and play the ball out towards the goal scorer Yogan, who's tackled. The home fans want a free kick that's not coming. Saeed for Motherwell, he goes down. They still have it though. Elijah Just inside the area. Elijah Just tries to get the ball away with his right foot just towards the edge of the area. Cross comes in, headed away by Danda for Dundee. His captain Simon Murray just puts his foot on the ball, plays it out to the right hand side, and then Dundee will try and go long for Congreve. Doesn't quite find him though. Motherwell will pick up with the substitute Oscar Priestman, who's just come on for the injured Lucas Fadinger, and Emmanuel Longolo will take the ball across that left-hand side and try to get towards the edge of the penalty area. He's well tackled though, and it's out for a throw in, and I'm not sure who that came off last, whether it'll be a throw into Dundee or Motherwell. I think
I think it's Dundee. I think when he was tackled, Emmanuel Longelo, I think he stood in the ball, and actually the ball slid out of play. So yeah, Motherwell making an effort for it, trying to get that equaliser before half-time. They will be shooting downhill in the second half, which I always think makes a little bit of a difference here at Dens Park. So they've got work to do.
It was good refereeing there as well, Carradine, because it was over on this side, and there was a couple of tackles which got the crowd on their feet shouting for a foul, but for me neither of them were fouls, and he let the momentum of the game go. And then Yogan, for me, takes a dive, he spots that as well, so we criticise them when they're not doing so well, but that was good refereeing.
Yeah, it's a good shout. We've not had too much to say about Dan McFarlane, and that means if he's been inconspicuous, that he's having a good game, as are the home side, who lead by a goal to nil in the final 2 minutes of this first half. Live on BBC Radio Scotland, Stephen Craigan beside me is asking O'Donnell to play the diagonal over to the left-hand side. Instead, they go short down towards the corner flag on the Motherwell right. There's 1, 2, 3 Dundee players there around Elliot Watt. Has it come off one of them? I think it has, and that's why they're scampering back. Luke Graham does well there not to concede the corner kick. Motherwell will have the throw in right beside the corner flag as we eke towards the final 60 seconds of the half. Watt in space just on the edge of the area. All the dark blue jerseys back. Motherwell have plenty forward, though. Slattery is one of them. Plays it in towards Elijah Just. He's in the penalty area. Tries to take a touch on his left foot and nudge it towards Elliot Watt. It's played away by Dundee towards halfway. Out comes Jens Bertolascu, who's wearing all black except for his white trainers that are gleaming in the Dens Park sunshine. He chips the ball up so that the throw-in can be taken quickly, and Motherwell are away once again because they have less than 60 seconds of the regulation 45 if they want to find a first half equaliser here at Dens Park. Elijah Just, socks rolled down, red boots, amber jersey over his shorts. Motherwell slowing it down over this right hand side. Now Slattery comes in field, thinks about a 1-2 aside, instead goes to Elijah Just. He's tackled. Dundee want the throw in, and they're going to get it. That's why the home fans are happy. They're also happy with the scoreline as we get very close to 45 minutes, because it's Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, they'll be chuffed to winning the game. Of course they are. You know, that's always the concern, that we're coming in here at Motherwell, you're winning games, people are talking about you in a title race. The opposition raised the game ever so slightly. Dundee probably haven't played as well as what Stephen Presley would want, but they've got the goal. Now he said it's about the balance, isn't it? He said we've got the balance, we can get goals, now can they keep clean sheets? So they're certainly going to be put under pressure as the game goes on.
The 3 minutes of time added on at the end of the first half have just started as Dundee try and build the ball towards their captain Simon Murray, who's got 3 Motherwell players around them, and they've pickpocketed him. And over on that left-hand side, Longolo is already in field beyond the centre circle, looking for Ibrahim Saeed. Has support on his right-hand side from O'Donnell, but he ignores, and now it comes to O'Donnell, who's in a little bit of space. Played in field. Watt tries to spin away. That's a good tackle from Simon Murray, who wants the throw in. He's not going to get it. It's going to go to Motherwell's Elliot Watt instead. Quickly he takes it. Paul McGinn for Motherwell out to this right hand side to Stephen O'Donnell. Right footed curling cross is a good one. Nobody's there from a Motherwell point of view. It bounces in the 6-yard area, allowing one of the Dundee players to chest it back to his goalkeeper.
Now I understand that Masmanisi's not that type of player who's going to go in between 2 centre backs and bullet a header into the back of the net, but if the balls went into that area twice and Stephen O'Donnell's pulling his foot back to cross the ball in, you need to be there. The third time you have to be there, putting a defender under pressure to try and either get the second ball and put it in the net or get first contact.
But I think you either have that instinct or you don't.
I think it's happened twice. I think it's happened twice in a short space of time. The third time you've got to recognise it.
Yeah, you should, but you know, if you're not that instinctively as a player, then your reaction is always to wait for the rebound or hope the ball falls to you. Yeah.
Deep into stoppage time at the end of this first half. Motherwell have the ball, Dundee have the lead. The Fir Parkers chip the ball forward looking for Saeed. Decent headed clearance over to Mary Samuels, hasn't done well there. It'll give Motherwell a chance to play the ball into the penalty box, but it's hacked clear once again by Dundee. Stephen Welsh has it on the halfway line. Still Motherwell trying to get themselves an equaliser before we hit the interval. Stephen O'Donnell on this right hand side comes back in field to Elliot Watt. He looks up to see what his options are. Goes back to this right hand side to Elijah Just. Back to Elliot Watt. Now it's played to Elijah Just near the corner flag. Slattery's there as well. Now he's on the ball. Good play from Motherwell, chipped into the Dundee penalty area. It's just at the edge of the area. Can they win it back, Motherwell? They can. Just on the edge of the area still. They're exchanging passes. Dundee back in their shape. Elijah Just, left-footed, chips it to the back post, and the goalkeeper has to watch it. John McCracken, if anybody had got a little flick there, that could have caused him problems, but he's been absolutely rock solid in this first half, and the Motherwell chance is gone. And I wonder how much longer is left to play in this first half as the referee, Dan McFarlane, looks at his watch. We're in the final few seconds here. Elijah Just tries to take a touch pass to Matty Samuels. He grabs his jersey, he goes down. I wonder if that will be that. Right on cue, the referee's half-time whistle brings a big round of applause from the home fans, because Dundee have the lead here by a goal to nil. Tony Yogan, after half an hour, 32 minutes, it was played from the right hand side. He's side-footed beyond a stranded goalkeeper, Callum Ward, for his first Dundee goal, possibly the first goal of his career for the 20-year-old Englishman. He played superbly well in that first half, though he should have doubled the lead moments afterwards. He seemed unable to get up to meet a cross again from the right hand side, and his header went agonisingly wide of the right hand post. Otherwise it would have been 2-0 to the home side. Motherwell's chances came early, and Dundee have their goalkeeper John McCracken to thank for a brilliant diving save to his right to deny, I think, Elijah Just shot. There were a couple of other instances where Fadinger, who's subsequently gone off, he had a shot well saved by the goalkeeper, and one or two other chances as well early on for Dundee. Masronisi's shot was well saved by McCracken, but after that, once Dundee had settled down, they got the break, and it's been maybe one of the scrappier displays so far from the form team in the division. Motherwell, Dundee will not care about that one jot, because in the sunshine in Dundee, the home side lead at half-time on BBC Radio Scotland by 1-0.
Dundee versus Motherwell, the Scottish Premiership, live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. What makes Radio Scotland breakfast different?
For starters, our programme is made here in Scotland.
Every day you can have your say. Send us a message, a voice note on the topics which matter to you.
And if you want to have your say on the lighter things in life, well, that's okay too.
But what really makes every day different is the news. It's fast-paced, constantly changing, and we'll bring it to you in depth every morning.
Join Martin Geisler and Laura McKeever for Radio Scotland Breakfast. Listen weekday mornings from 6 on BBC Radio Scotland and Sounds.
Yes, this is Sports Sound with Alistair Lamont. Half-time at Dens Park, where the home side Dundee lead by 1-0 against Motherwell, who've certainly not been at their best in that opening 45, but credit to Dundee. And indeed it is Tony Yogan's first senior career goal that has Dundee in front in that one. In the Championship, the early kickoff was Queen's Park 1, Airdrie 0. Also at 3 o'clock, Arbroath 0, Ross County 0, but Caden Kamara has been sent off midway through that first half for County, so 10 men they've got to play against third place Arbroath for the remainder of that game. And the other game in the second tier is at Capello. It's Morton against St Johnstone, and there for us is Derek Ferguson.
Yes, Al, we've just got Andy Ritchie, who has been on the park. I tell you what, the way the game's going, we could do with a bit of Andy Ritchie on this park, because at the moment it's Morton 0, St Johnstone 0. A pretty quiet start from both sides, certainly in the opening stages. The first opportunity fell to the visitors. The Morton defence not dealing with a long ball. That allowed Rory Payton in with a strike. It was well saved by the keeper, palming it onto the bar. That coming in 9 minutes. Morton, they were holding their own against the league leaders, but they had efforts at goal as well from Owens and Gillespie, both volleys, but not troubling the keeper whatsoever. The league leaders, they were trying to raise their tempo, their game. They did have a chance through Foles at the back post area with a header. Again, it was a comfortable save from the keeper. The home side responded 40 minutes. A good running cross down the right hand side from McPherson. His cross finding the incoming Sean. I found that the confidence just wasn't there in the finish, and he missed it tamely from about 10 yards out. Really should have done better. That's probably a theme, Al, about this game running through it. Players should have done better, certainly in front of goal. So all to play for in the second half. It's Morton 0, St Johnstone 0.
Thanks, Derek. Just run you through the rest of the scores in Leagues 1 and 2. Before that, I'm just going to tell you the performance from Scotland at Murrayfield has been one of the best, if not the best, I think I've ever seen. 50 points to 26. A little bit of a late flurry from France. They got a couple of tries just lately. In fact, they're just about to cross for another one to reduce the arrears. But Scotland, 50 points on the board against 31. Yeah, so that's 31 France are up to now. But yeah, incredible stuff. And that is the very closing stages of that. Just a couple of minutes left on 92 to 95 FM. You'll get all the reaction to that on our website at BBC Sports Scotland. Let me give you the result of the half-time scores in Leagues 1 and 2 then. Alloa 0, bottom side Kelty 1, Cove Rangers 1, Peterhead 1, East Fife 0, Hamilton Accies 1, Cali Thistle, the league leaders, 1, Montrose 0, and Queen of the South 0. Stennismuir trying to stay on Cali Thistle's coattails 1. In League 2, plenty of goals. Annan Athletic 3, Stirling Albion 0. Goalless between Dumbarton and Spartans, who are trailing behind East Kilbride in the league now. East Kilbride leading by 2-0 against Elgin City. Edinburgh City 2, Stranraer 1, and 0-0 between Forfar and Clyde. Now we have got another commentary coming up after, well, another 2 commentaries in total coming up after Dundee Motherwell. The second of the afternoon comes from Hampden as Scotland's women take on Luxembourg for the second time in a few days. A World Cup qualifier with the Scots having won 5-0 in Luxembourg during the week. Melissa Andreatta's side will be hoping for another comprehensive victory this evening. Kick-off is 5 o'clock and our commentator Andrew Petrie joins us now to look ahead to the game. Can we expect more goals again at the National Stadium, do you think, Andrew?
Well, hopefully, Al. Good afternoon. Yes, they're looking to make it 2 from 2 in this World Cup qualifying campaign, and like you say, they'll be full of confidence. A 5-0 win over Luxembourg on Tuesday, and really they never got out of second gear in that game. A hat-trick for Caroline Weir, a goal for Jenna Clark and Kathleen McGovern as well. Kathleen McGovern, one of 2 changes for Scotland tonight. Charlotte Newsham comes in to play at right wing back. It's her first start for her country after making her debut through the week. And like I say, up top, Kathleen McGovern, a fantastic striker. 49 goals in 54 games for Hibs. She's got a pretty decent international record as well, and she'll be hoping to score plenty against Luxembourg this evening. I think that's really the main aim from Melissa Andreatta's side, and it's what the supporters will want to see. They'll just want to go a little bit better than that 5-0 scoreline that they got on Tuesday. Yeah, goals hopefully on the menu tonight.
Great stuff, Andrew. Andrew will be joined on commentary duties by Emma Black and Julie Fleeting at that game later on. 5 o'clock kickoff, as I say, so stay tuned for that one later on. Let's get back to Dens Park, which is our main focus for the moment, with the home side leading by a 0-0. Tony Ugan with that strike. Stephen Craigan was contemplating in first half commentary whether Motherwell had to come from behind at all to win in the league this season. They've done it once against Livingston back in October. They came from behind to win by 2-1. But Rory, in terms of Dundee's performance in that second half, after a slightly cagey start, they've really come into it and arguably could have been further ahead. Tony Ugan almost following up his first ever senior goal with a second one.
Yeah, a little bit more belief in the fact that he could get on the end of that and head into net. Probably would have seen Dundee double their lead. At that point, it would have been harsh on Motherwell. You know, Dundee have had some good breakaways, have some good passages of play. You know, and either side could be in the lead, but Dundee have carved open the 2 best opportunities of the game. But when Dundee have been asked to defend their box, they've done it, and they've done it well. When Motherwell have been asked to defend their box, it's only been 2 occasions. They haven't done it particularly well. You know, the cross comes in for the initial goal, and it goes all the way back to the other side again, not defended well, then it comes back in again and it's tapped in at the back post. So not a great look on that particular occasion. Motherwell have shown enough. From Dundee's point of view, they'll be happy with how the games went because they look solid, whilst Motherwell have moved the ball quickly, and they have penetrated in behind a few times and managed to get a few cutbacks and balls across the face of goal. I think a big ask from Jens Bertalascu at this point in time will be asking Maswanise, whilst it may not be instinctive to him, look, you need to anticipate better when that ball's coming across, because really, as a striker, I'm watching that going, you could have had a couple of really good opportunities to score, but Dundee will be pleased with where they're at this point.
Stephen, it's difficult to fault Tawanda Maswanise too much in front of goal. I think he kind of has shown that he knows what he's doing for the most part. 16 goals for the season. But to take Rory's point, would you put Motherwell's sort of fairly average first 45 down to poor play, relatively speaking, from them, or being stopped playing as well as they can by Dundee?
I think it's a bit of both, Al, because they've still been good with the ball, they've moved it well. I feel as if at times you're trying to force the ball down the middle of the pitch too much. It's really congested in the middle. Rory said it a couple of times in commentary, and you can see it watching it. Your space is out to Stephen O'Donnell on the right hand side or out to Emmanuel Longello on the left hand side. So rather than always trying to go down through the middle, which Dundee are anticipating, hence the reason why they're so narrow, don't be frightened to mix the game up a little bit. Don't be predictable and easy to play against. I also think once you cross the halfway line as a player and the opposition team are dropping off, there's no space to play straight balls in behind. You might get away with one. Motherwell have tried 5 or 6, and the Dundee players are just stepping off and reading it. So your space normally at that stage is the opposite side of the pitch. So you may have to come over the halfway line and play a diagonal ball just to try and change your point of attack. I think they're trying to score the perfect goal. They're getting into the box, they're still looking for 1-2s, they're still looking to play that extra pass at times rather than just firing a shot off. Yes, they've had a few from distance, but inside the box, it's as if they're trying to pass responsibility to someone else. And then when you do get in, they're lacking that poacher that Rory's talking about there. Someone who's just searching out goals, sniffing out goals. Tawanda Maswanise has done that, but a lot of his goals are running through one-on-one or using his pace to get in behind. There's no space for him to really go and work in behind today. So he's going to have to try and find another way to go. And rather than just stand and watching everyone crossing the ball and not being proactive, he's more reactive to the whole situation. So it's hurt them a little bit. They will be frustrated, no doubt about it. They're better than what they've shown. Dundee have got men behind the ball. They've been hard to play against. They've been stuffy. I think Stephen Presley will want them to be better in possession of the ball, because when they've linked up 4, 5, 6 passes, you can cut through the Motherwell team. The problem is they haven't done it often enough. But they're leading by 1-0. They know they don't have to do anything magical in the second half. They don't want to absorb too much pressure, but ultimately they still have that crucial first goal.
They've won just 2 of their last 10 home games against Motherwell. It's not a great record they've got at Dens. I'm not sure that'll be necessarily in any of their minds, but they put themselves in a good position, Rory, to go and see out the victory this afternoon. Is it a case of more of the same that Stephen Presley will be asking for his players?
Yes, it will be. I think there'll be a couple of moments that'll have worried them ever so slightly. Down this right hand side, Ibrahim's side's got in a couple of times. Stephen O'Donnell's found himself in really good position, so I don't think he'll be in there saying it was the perfect half and more of the same completely. I think there will be tweaks he'll want to make defensively, and I think that'll probably come down to communication. Who goes with Elijah Just, who, whilst he hasn't been involved in the game all that much, for me he's the one that picks up the space in the different areas that make it really difficult for Dundee to defend against. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does in the second half. He'll come out and he'll start similarly, but I just think the odd defensive tweak here or there will make Dundee, or give Dundee, the best opportunity of winning the game. I'm just looking down there, it looks like potentially Ethor Bjorgolfsson is stripped, so
which
I
is
think
the
that
forward.
I think that speaks to what we were saying. Yeah,
just more that physical presence, Al. Just someone who can search out goals in a different way than what Tawanda Maswanise can do. So you'd imagine he may come onto one of the wings. He may take off one of the wide players and push Maswanise out there. So it's good to see that Jens Bertalascu isn't just sitting there saying, well, it's happened before, we know we can break teams down. He's actually being proactive himself and trying to force the issue.
It's finished at Murrayfield in the Six Nations. Scotland 50, France 40. As I say, there was a bit of a late flurry there from France, running in 3 late tries. Scotland were always going to win after opening up a real huge gap. But what it does mean is that Scotland stay set, or Scotland are second in the table behind France, because France still get the bonus point. And although Scotland can win the Triple Crown by beating Ireland next week in Dublin, the chances of them overtaking France at the top, I would guess now, a little bit slimmer, because France got that bonus point. I think France at home to England next week, and as I say, Scotland away in Dublin. That will be live on Sportsound, our coverage of that, to see if Scotland can in fact clinch the Triple Crown, as we await the arrival of the teams for Park. In fact, I think they're I can see Motherwell are back out. They are going to make a change. So let's get back to Dens Park then. Kerry can give us a full account of the changes that are being made as Motherwell try to get themselves back, at least to take something from that game and keep their long unbeaten run going at Dens Park. It's Dundee 1, Motherwell 0. Time for second half commentary with Stephen Craigan, Rory Loy and Kerry Nidsan.
Thanks, Al. Motherwell are already out. No sign of Dundee, and I think the visiting manager Jens Bertolaescu has just sent the team out early as if to make a point, and he's also making a point by making 2 half-time substitutions. So Tom Sparrow and Tormjartan Björgolsen are both coming on. We think Ibrahim Said and Stephen O'Donnell coming off. So Stephen Craigan, straight away the changes. Sorry, you're chewing a wee sweet or something, aren't you? I beg your pardon.
I'm chewing part of your Yorkie that you didn't want. Yeah, so it's clearly mixing it up a little bit. Juan de Mastroianni in a wide area. He can work his magic. There's more space for him to play, Al. First half, he was playing with his back to goal. I don't think that's really natural for him. He wants to run into the space. He wants to face defenders up, so he'll get him more of a chance to do that. And Tom Sparrow, it's just a like-for-like replacement for Stephen O'Donnell. He'll bomb up and down that right-hand side. But I just think Aitor Björgolsen just gives him a little different for set plays, crosses into the box. Too often the ball's just fizzed across the 6-yard line without having a centre forward to get in the end of it.
I apologise again for coming to you with a mouthful of chocolate. Had I seen that, I would have obviously said, Rory Loy, where on earth are Dundee? Motherwell are out here, no sign of Dundee whatsoever. What's going on?
Well, I'm not timing it, so I don't know whether Motherwell are early or Dundee are late. I'm not quite sure which one it is. But it's not normal to see, this difference in timekeeping with the two sides coming back out. I don't know, what do you think the reason, Craigs, that Tom Sparrow's come on for Stephen O'Donnell? I think Stephen O'Donnell's done fine. Do you think it's an injury, or do you think he's maybe more dynamic down that side? Or?
Yeah, well, he's a strong runner, Tom Sparrow. Having that ability to get up and down the outside. He knows now Motherwell may be chasing the game, so it may be a box-to-box kind of game. It may suit him. Does he have more of a goal instinct in him? Because he is an attacking midfield player, he has played wide right. So there's just it's always been a situation that the manager has chopped and changed throughout the season. Sometimes Stephen O'Donnell plays in one as a centre half, and sometimes Tom Sparrow plays as a fullback. So I think he's just trying something different.
Shall we chat about the rugby, guys? Because there's still no sign of Dundee. If you were with us earlier, you'll have heard that Al confirming the final score from Murrayfield: Scotland 50, France 40. A 90-point game at Murrayfield, with Scotland coming home in front of still tournament favourites, you would think, France. But what a result, what a game at Murrayfield. It's not quite been as exciting here at Dens Park, although a few of the home fans might disagree with that. They saw a solid display from their side, certainly in the second half of the first half. They saw Tony Ogan getting his first goal for the club, his first career goal for the 20-year-old. He should have doubled that advantage. And I suppose the home fans, like Stephen Craigan, like Rory Loy, are just happy that Dundee have come out at all, because now finally all of their players are present and correct. Who was that coming on last? Ethan Hamilton just jogs up towards halfway. Motherwell's warm-up's probably gone cold. They've been waiting that long for the hosts to rejoin them in the sunshine in Dundee, and we are off and running for the second half, live on BBC Radio Scotland, with Dundee leading by 1-0, but Motherwell straight away on the offensive. Here comes Longolo. Can he deliver across into the air? He can. Dundee having to defend straight away in the opening seconds of the second half. That's the Motherwell fans you can hear away to my left. clearly Jens Bertolascu has given them a bit of a rocket in that dressing room. Andy's setting them out early to make a point, and at the moment it is working in these opening seconds of the second half, with Motherwell in their traditional claret and amber dominating the ball. They haven't dominated the match though, because they trail by a goal to nil, but they're trying to find an equaliser right now. In comes the cross, up go the heads from Dundee to get the ball away, and they'll bring the ball towards halfway. Cammy Congreve has 3 Motherwell players near him. He just comes back inside and just calms things down, settles things down. We'll run you through the teams in a wee moment once we get a lull in the play. Motherwell have made 3 changes overall because Oscar Priestman had to replace the injured Lucas Fadinger. Dundee were going to get a free kick on halfway, so I'll quickly complete that Motherwell lineup. Callum Ward in goal. Tom Sparrow's just come on. He'll play beside Paul McGinn, Stephen Welsh and Emmanuel Longolo. Oscar Priestman came on in the first half to play beside Elliot Watt and Callum Slattery, and Eitur Björgolfsson, the Norwegian with the Icelandic dad, he's come on to play with Masonisi and Just. That's the Motherwell lineup. I'll bring you Dundee's in a moment because they have the ball in a reasonably promising position as Cameron Congreve just puts his foot on the ball and then goes back towards halfway, where Jan Danda will pick up and play it into the centre circle, and Dundee just play over to their left-hand side. Luke Graham's wanting a free kick, which he will get. The referee says, yeah, that is a foul, and he's just taken a wee extra roll on the turf, and that'll give me a couple of seconds to run through the Dundee lineup. Don't think they've made any changes, so still McCracken in goals, who made that brilliant first-half save from Lucas Fadinger. It was back 4 of Dre Wright, Ryan Astley, Luke Graham and Amari Samuels. We've got Ethan Hamilton and Joel Cottrell holding things together in front of them. Cammy Congreve, Jan Danda and the goal scorer Tony Ugan, with captain Simon Murray up top. That's you fully up to speed with both teams as Dundee have the ball on the edge of the Motherwell penalty area, and nearly worked for captain Simon Murray as Callum Ward delays kicking out, and it's charged down rugby fashion by Simon Murray, the Dundee captain. Got his boot to the ball, and luckily for Ward it went out harmlessly for a goal kick. Dundee 1, Motherwell 0 in the opening nearly 3 minutes of this second period. There'll be a free kick to Motherwell there, even though one of the Dundee players has gone down.
I mean, Björgolfsson does so well there. It's clipped into him, he chests it down, he plays it back. The ball is out to Maswanisi on the right hand side. He's in acres of space, but again, as Craigs has already mentioned, they try and play a straight ball through the middle of the pitch. It's not on, although they have picked up a free kick in a relatively promising position just over the halfway line.
And Luke Graham's picked up a booking for his Thomas.
He just got too tight to Björgolfsson. The minute Björgolfsson laid the ball off, he spun in behind. Luke Graham was ball watching, ended up having the rugby tackle and bring him down, so it was the right call from the ref.
Here come Motherwell once again. Everybody's inside the Dundee half. Now the ball's up towards the edge of the penalty area, wide on the right hand side though. Masonisi's gone over there, plays the ball in, not particularly well. Dundee clear. Motherwell will try and pick up over on this left hand side. Longolo will have it. He's got Stephen Welsh for support on the halfway line. Welsh on loan from Celtic, got that late equaliser against Rangers. And now through Oscar Priestman, Motherwell will come forward towards the edge of the Dundee penalty area. Now it's out wide over on that right hand side, back infield to Elliot Watt. He goes back out to that right hand side. Patient football from Motherwell. We've seen it all season. They have it at the edge of the Dundee area. Now it's chipped towards the back post, and Dundee have to head it behind for a corner kick. That's Dre Wright. Yet more encouragement for all those Motherwell fans. They fancy it now.
Well, you can just see the difference with Björgolfsson, can't you? He's peeling off centre halves, he's occupying them. It's not easy anymore.
The corner kick's been taken quickly out towards Priestman at the edge of the area. Thinks about a shot, instead comes to Slattery. He's crowded out by Dundee. Motherwell still have it. Nice football from them. In comes the cross. Dundee head clear, about 25 yards clear over on that right hand side. Sparrow, the substitute, heads a good ball in. It's towards Welsh. Was that who was in there? He's clattered heads with one of the Dundee defenders. Björgolfsson, is it? A free kick to Dundee inside the 6 yard area. Björgolfsson with the challenge, deemed the foul, and a little bit of relief from Dundee, but much better for Motherwell.
Well, when you went through a first half and you don't have a physical presence up front against you, and it's easy and the game's played in front of you, suddenly when you have a different proposition in the second half, which you have with Eitur Björgolfsson, it starts to play with your mind a little bit. You don't know where he is. You know he's on your shoulder. You know he's going to jump over the top. You know he's going to try and get in between you. So a different challenge completely for Ashley and for Luke Graham, and it's just give Motherwell another different dimension as well to put the ball into the box a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean Motherwell have or will change the way they play and just go direct. They do go direct when they feel they need to, but it certainly won't change the fact that they'll get the ball down and play. It just means that this particular game, Bjorn Golson's more suited to playing through the middle than Maswanisi potentially.
The voices of Rory Loy and Stephen Craigan alongside me, Kerry Nitz, and we are live on BBC Radio Scotland. We are live at Dens Park in the sunshine, where Dundee lead by a goal to 0, but Motherwell have rung the changes and they're playing a bit better. Nearly 51 minutes played, still that Tony Yogan goal after 32 minutes, the difference between the sides. But now Elijah Just for Motherwell plays a nice ball towards the edge of the area. Patient football again from the visitors. Just now bends it in towards the penalty spot. Good touch from Maswanisi, but he couldn't get his shot away. The tackle came in, he just delayed. It's a free kick to Dundee, and both you guys shaking your heads.
Yeah, I'm just not sure it's a foul. There's going to be contact. Maswanisi takes a touch, he goes to swing to shoot, he gets the ball taken off him, and the defender for me just drops to the floor. It's just the referee looking at it. I can understand why he's given it, but it's just frustrating because it looks to me like Dundee are going to do that at every opportunity to try and take the sting out of Motherwell's game.
Ball's played forward, and Motherwell just have some defending to do at the moment. Stephen Welsh will go back to his goalkeeper, who's going to be put under pressure by Simon Murray, the Dundee captain, once again. But as they usually do, Motherwell escape the press, and now the ball's in the centre circle. Slattery is dispossessed by Dre Wright. Lovely footwork from him. I think Simon Murray was about a mile offside, which is why he sort of hesitated. But in any case, the referee's pulled it back for the free kick, which Dre Wright had won.
Yeah, it's Callum Slattery. It's just being a little bit loose in possession, not expecting the Dundee player to challenge you when you have the ball at your feet. It's always going to happen. Dundee are trying to win the ball back, so when it comes to you, rather than taking 2-3 touches or 2-3 seconds, you've got to move it that little bit quicker.
Dundee have done just that. They have the ball wide on the left-hand side. A couple of Motherwell players are over there. Imari Samuels plays it off one of them. The ricochet goes towards the edge of the Motherwell penalty area, but there's no Dundee player there in attendance, and there's plenty of space for Motherwell to bring the ball forward across the halfway line. They have it now wide on the right with Tom Sparrow. Right-footed cross is a good one at the back post. Elijah Just is sliding in. Well, he might do well to acknowledge the quality of the delivery from the right-hand side. He just couldn't quite get there quickly enough, and that's why after 53 minutes live on BBC Radio Scotland, it's still Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
If there's ever a description of a cross being too good, that was it, because he took the whole back four out with one cross to Tom Sparrow, but unfortunately Elijah just couldn't get in the end of it. But I have to say there's much more of an urgency about Motherwell. The tempo has gone up completely. Dundee can't get the ball, they can't build play. Motherwell are getting it, they're moving the ball quicker, they're delivering forward quicker, they're putting crosses into the box quicker. This is what Motherwell have been about most of the season.
Well, he's made a good impact as well, the Welshman Sparrow, 23-year-old, couple of good balls into the area already. And Motherwell try and spread the play across to that right-hand side once again. Tawanda Maswanisi has the ball just in front of Imari Samuels, who nicks it away from him now and plays a nice ball to the centre circle to Simon Murray, who's got 3 Motherwell players around him. He has still got the ball. He's done superbly well there, the Dundee captain. Now he's looking for support. The round of applause is for his work rate, and the pass to Dre Wright, who pings it forward looking for Jan Danda, and out comes Callum Ward to nick it away from the red boots of Danda on loan from Hearts, and it's still 1-0 to Dundee as Motherwell pick up quickly and move towards halfway. They cross the halfway line just now. Priestman, Longfellow was screaming for the ball. Instead, the Australian goes infield, takes his time, looks for an option, might go wide on the right hand side to Tom Sparrow, who'll think about the bending ball into the box once again, and it's a good one. Shot is blocked away by Dundee, who are passing the ball out, and now Imari Samuels puts his left boot through the ball looking for Simon Murray, who can't get there. Jan Danda waits far too long for the ball to come down. Ethan Hamilton commits the foul. That's going to be Motherwell's ball, about 32 yards from goal, taken quickly over on that right hand side. Tom Sparrow wants it. Motherwell not hanging about, they're chasing a 1-goal deficit. Maswanisi to Elijah Just. Can Dundee clear the ball with Danda? They can. That tells you how deep Dundee are with Jan Danda inside his own penalty box, hoofing the ball clear. Dundee, though, as they have done pretty much since the first whistle, They've defended really well. They've been really disciplined. 6,304 people have paid to get in here, and the home fans are the happier of the two sets of supporters. They lead by a goal to nil. They're a wee bit worried just now, though, because Motherwell are dominating the ball. They have it just outside the Dundee penalty area. McGinn out to that right-hand side. Now the cross comes in. Yogan, the Dundee goal scorer, just hits it high up into the air, might get a second bite at the cherry. He nudges one of the Motherwell players in the back, who goes down in the box. Referee says nothing doing. Amari Samuels up to Simon Murray. His back heel will win his side a throw in. He motions to the supporters in the far stand to up the energy levels, because still Dundee are leading by a goal to nil.
Yeah, they've upped the tempo, as Stephen says here. Jens Bertlascu's over at the fourth official, asking why that's not a penalty. It's never a penalty in a million years.
No, certainly not. It was a slight nudge in the back. Referee was right there, saw it and waved play on. VAR would have had a look at it. Here come Motherwell, though, down the right-hand side once again. Played into the area. Shot from the edge of the area. Oh, it's a wild one. And it's Dundee who will have the goal kick, and it was a good position there, just on the edge of the area. Was that Slattery who had that shot there? Callum Slattery would normally be much more deadly from there. He'd at least find the target from the edge of the area, but it came off the outside of his right boot, maybe a bit of his shin on there as well. It was harmlessly past the left-hand post, and John McCracken is in absolutely no rush whatsoever to take this goal kick for Dundee.
Former captain of mine at Falkirk, David McCracken, great guy.
That wonder save from John McCracken still comes to mind. It was 0-0 at that point. Fadinger thought he'd scored. He somehow scooped the ball off the line with a diving save down to his right-hand side. Brilliant bit of goalkeeping, and that just gave his side the platform to score the goal. It means it's still Dundee 1, Motherwell 0 after 57 minutes, and McCracken takes a nice touch and plays the ball out to his left back, who then goes further up to the left winger, Tony Yogan, and the goal scorer. He shields the ball well, but is dispossessed, and that's good energy from Motherwell to win it back. And here comes Elijah Just, nice touch towards Borgolfsson. He holds it back for Just. They just about retain possession until Dundee nick in and get the ball away. Yogan's feet do well. He's kept possession here. He sees a man running out wide. He can't quite find him. He'll now try and get the runner. It was Congreve who was screaming for the early ball. In fairness to Yogan, he was pretty well marshalled.
He was, and he was doing his best to try and get the ball out of his feet. He knew what he wanted to do, but he didn't have the time to do it because Motherwell were hunting him down. And you just get a sense that Motherwell are on a mission here. Everything about the game is so quick, so sharp. And I get that he's touched him here. I think Dre Wright has really made a meal off. Golfson's put his hand on his waist, and he's done a pirouette in mid-air, which is a little bit uncalled for. It is a free kick. He gets it. Thankfully, Dan McFarlane didn't give a yellow card. But yeah, Motherwell are hunting Dundee down.
Yeah, yellow card there causes Björn Golfson problems because he is a very physical type of player, and he'll be walking a tightrope. And I agree with you, it's not a booking.
Dundee pick up deep inside their own half. You have to admire Dundee's energy, but you can't admire that pass. It's been given straight to Elijah Just to Maswanisi. Now Dundee will hack the ball clear to the edge of the area. Shot comes in right-footed. Well, that's even worse than the last one. That's not Slattery this time. That's Elliot Watt, and that is miles over the crossbar. Dundee will take that all day long because we've played 58.5 minutes, and it's still Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit ominous for Dundee at certain times. Simon Murray's just telling everyone to kind of stay calm, get your foot on the ball, but they're finding it difficult to retain possession, something which they didn't find particularly difficult in the first half. Yes, Motherwell had periods with the ball, but it was all in front of Dundee. They're struggling ever so slightly now, Dundee, to get any kind of say in the game when it comes to keeping the ball.
I wonder if Dundee might be going to their bench as we edge towards the hour mark. 59 minutes played, Dundee 1, Motherwell 0, but there's a chance here for Congreve. Plays him outside him. Jan Danda's the one that's made that run over there. He's gone all the way to the corner flag. Now he tries to chip the ball back in, and the goalkeeper comes and stops the ball from going out. Callum Ward, he's done well there. There's lots of impetus and momentum and energy about Motherwell's display just now. That's because they still trail by a goal to nil, and the manager has sent them out after half-time to try and do something about that. They won't risk scrappy play like that. Dundee will pick up, but Tony Yogan's got 3 Motherwell players around him. He goes down looking for the foul, which is never coming. Motherwell, they'll pick up wide on that right-hand side. A little bit of scrappy passage of play at the moment as both sides just feel each other out of the early stages of this second half. Dundee with the 1-goal advantage. Motherwell having made 3 substitutions, 2 of them at half-time. Dundee contemplating potentially making a change as manager Stephen Pressley in his black overcoat just signalled one of his substitutes to come over. Elijah Just wants a free kick. He's going to get it midway inside the Dundee half in a central position. He plays it round the referees, that much in a hurry to get play back up and running. Motherwell will do that now over on that right hand side. They'll look to see what options they have. Nice touch on the chest from Elijah Just. Motherwell will have it just outside the area. They're going to get a free kick there surely, and this will be dangerous. It's against Ethan Hamilton and it's just outside the penalty area. Prime pickings for one of their set piece takers. Elijah Just has gone over and grabbed the ball already.
He's so good to watch, Elijah Just, he really is. He takes the ball in and he knows what's behind him, he knows what's either side of him. He very, very rarely gives the ball away, and that is a compliment in itself because he has to play in such tight areas with so many men around him at times. Such an intelligent football player.
He's just so gracefully carrying the ball, Rory. And you can see him scanning all the time. When the game is building up in front of him from his team, he's always looking to peel off in behind midfield players. He's trying to draw centre halves out of position. He goes into an area where the fullback doesn't want to come to him. He always is free for some reason. And that's why you look at it and think, the Motherwell have an extra man. No, it's just because he's clever in his positioning.
A free kick for Motherwell. It's 20 yards from goal. It's just to the right of centre. It's just outside the arc of the D. Slattery right-footed is over it. Elijah Just left-footed is also there. I think Slattery's going to leave it to the New Zealand international. Dundee have got everybody back inside their own box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men in the wall. Here comes Elijah Just left-footed over the crossbar by his exceptionally high standards. That wasn't great. You're thinking he should at least keep the ball on target, at least make John McCracken make the save, but he can't. So with 61.5 minutes and a substitute coming for Dundee, it is Dundee 1, Motherwell 0.
Yeah, they've not got their shooting boots on today, Motherwell. There's been a few from the edge of the box which have flown high, wide and handsome, and then that free kick there from Elijah Just flew well over the bar as Simon Murray is one of the forwards to make way, and Ashley Hay will come on and replace him, and he's very capable himself.
Ashley Hay coming on, and Joe Wesley with Simon Murray, and is that Tony Yogan, the goal scorer, going off, limping off?
I think they're making 3 changes. There's Finlay Robertson's coming on as well.
And Finn Robertson as well. Well, Dundee really going for it, maybe sensing that extra energy from Motherwell.
Well, they've certainly been in the ascendancy in the second half. Dundee have hardly been up the pitch, and there's only so long you can go trying to absorb pressure and trying to defend your box and trying to play without the ball. So Stephen Presley's thought, do you know what, we need fresh energy, we need impetus in the team, we need ball carriers to try and get us up the pitch.
And it's Joe Cottrell who will be replaced by Finn Robertson. So triple substitution for the home side, who lead by a 1-0. And the ball's high in there, and it's an early touch for Ash Hay, who's just come on, and Motherwell have to go back to their goalkeeper. Good physical presence about Dundee now with Ashley Hay and Joe Wesley up there.
I just wonder whether, you know, Wesley's going to come on and Robertson's going to come on and
early chance here for Dundee to maybe make an impact in the second half. Congreve plays it across, there's a tap in! Goal Dundee, but the offside flag has gone up. Well, is that an instant impact for Ashley Hay, who is cutting a frustrated figure at the moment, because as Congreve played it across and he lifted it over the goalkeeper, the flag went up straight away. It will be looked at, of course, by VAR, but Dundee, from the body language, don't think that Ashley Hay's second touch is a goal. Indeed, there goes the referee to validate what we're saying. The goal has been disallowed for offside.
Well, Callum Ward can breathe a huge sigh of relief. That's about 3 or 4 times in this game. He's been caught in the ball, he's been caught out of position. I think he's sending a few nerves through the team. They're not as composed and as calm as what they've been throughout the season, and I think a lot of it's starting from him.
Well, once again, the home fans not too happy with some of the physical aspects of Motherwell's game. Tawanda Masonisa saying, look, I never really touched them.
Yeah, you've got. He did touch him and it was a foul, but it's one of those where a defender goes to clear it and the striker just trying to get a block on the ball. The ball flies away and it looks far worse than it was. It's a free kick and no more. But I just wonder with Wesley and Robertson coming on, it's Hamilton and who's playing just in front of the back four now. Cotterill, when he was on, there was two of them. I think that Stephen Presley thinks if he can get Robertson and Wesley to engage with the two sitting midfielders of Motherwell, Priestman being one of them, then they'll have much more joy in the opposition's half, because they've been pinned back for large spells of this game, in this half.
Yeah, Dundee needed an energy boost from somewhere. Will it be from their substitutes? They've played well in this game. They have the lead. Yogan should have scored immediately after his opener to give them extra insurance, but he didn't, and so that precarious one goal advantage is still the case with 65 minutes of the game now gone. The Motherwell fans away to our left. Well, at the moment all they're living with is a bit of a tan in the sunshine, and now an early touch for Wesley towards the edge of the Motherwell penalty area. That was Route 1 football from Dundee, and at the moment it's got Motherwell having to defend, but they've done so really well. They've pushed Wesley a mile back and he's chipped the ball fairly aimlessly back into his own half, in between centre half and goalkeeper. So that promising little move for Dundee comes to nothing, and they'll start once again with Ashley, right-footed, goes long, looking for Ash Hay, who takes a nice touch on the chest and waits for Congreve. He has three Motherwell players to beat. He curls the ball in left-footed. Wesley's there now. Both jerseys there are being tugged. That's Tom Sparrow with Joe Wesley. That's why the home fans are interested in a penalty shout. I don't think it's going to happen, as we're going to get another substitution as Charles Regan-Cook comes on for Motherwell.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the manager's going to do now, whether he's going to change to a back three or not, potentially play with two wing backs. I don't know how he'll do that, or whether Regan Charles Cook is just going to play as a left back, which is certainly gambling. It's forward thinking. It's a huge offensive move. But from the Dundee perspective, what it says, Ashley Hay has come on and given them a completely different dynamic. He's winning headers, he's holding the ball in, something that Simon Murray wasn't doing, he's now doing, and it's a Motherwell centre halves now who look a little bit unnerved.
Changes to plenty for both sides. Cammy Congreve just overruns the ball and has the attentions of the recently arrived Charles Regan-Cook, whose first intervention is to concede a corner kick. Can Dundee make some hay here with Ash Hay now on the park with Wesley? The changes for Dundee, bringing that little spike in energy. The corner kick will be whipped in by Cammy Congreve. Motherwell have everybody back. 67 minutes played here at Dens. 1-0 to the home side. In comes a corner, and the near post flick is indeed from Ash Hay, who timed his run well. He just couldn't keep the ball low enough or on target. It goes behind for a goal kick. Nice idea though.
Yeah, he should try to glance it across goal to give it away again. Motherwell
have given it straight to Joe Wesley over on that left hand side. Well, it's a little bit scrappy from Motherwell, and Dundee will take that all day long as they work their way down the left-hand side. They'll have a throw-in. So Robertson, Hay and Wesley introduced for Dundee. Priestman was introduced for Fadinger halfway through the first half. Then we had Bjorgolfsson and Sparrow at half-time. Now we have Regan Charles Cook as Motherwell try to recover this one-goal deficit. Dundee are going long, and it's working for them at the moment. Dre Wright to Jan Danda, nice flick. Danda, red boots, good cross in, nice flick from Ash Hay. Could it fall to Finn Robertson? It can, but he has to scamper across to the edge of the area. Now he plays it and he's going to get a corner kick, and the home fans are happy. They sense that renewed energy from Dundee. They'll have another corner kick.
I think the substitutions from Stephen Presley has brought some absolutely needed energy onto the pitch, some quality, some running power. I think certainly that Ashley Hay up front has led that. Joe Wesley wants to go one-on-one, and Finn Robertson will get himself into the box. So yeah, Motherwell, for all the pressure they had and all the possession they had at the start of the second half, they didn't really threaten the goal. Now it's their turn to try and absorb some pressure from Dundee.
Robertson and Danda just following Priestman and what about, because they were making them tick previously.
The corner kick is taken quickly. It's going to be chipped in now to the back post. Up go the heads from Motherwell, trying to get the ball clear. Might go to Hamilton. He doesn't get his shot cleanly, and Motherwell will now be able to batter the ball towards halfway. The linesman's flag's gone up for offside, is it? I presume.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it must have been an offside from the second phase of play.
So a little bit of relief for Motherwell, who in the past couple of minutes have been penned back into their own half. Dundee 1, Motherwell 0, with 70 minutes nearly played now, so we're getting into 20-minute throw territory, and Motherwell in that unusual position for them, which they haven't been since they played Livingston away much earlier in the season, of having to come from a goal behind if they want to win. Did it against Livingston, also did it against Peterhead in the group stage of the League Cup. They trail Dundee by a goal to 0 with 20 minutes of the regulation 90 left. They'll also have a free kick, the visitors, as the referee doesn't like some of the back chat from Finn Robertson, who's been on the park for a couple of minutes and he's already picked up a yellow card.
I think it's because he didn't give the ball back. When the referee blew his whistle to stop the play, he had a couple of touches and kind of toe poked it away, so the referee's just knocking it in the head early on.
Dundee have pinched the ball back. Jan Danda plays the first time pass looking for Ashley Hay, can't quite find him, and just scoops the ball over his head towards Björg Olsen, who gives it back to the Kiwi international. And Ethan Hamilton for Dundee does well, who's taken over the captain's armband from Simon Murray. Derek Ferguson, a goal at Morton.
Yes, we do, Kerridine, and what an important goal it could be. They've struggled for most part this afternoon, St Johnstone, but they've just took the lead. Free kick, McAleer curling it away from the keeper to the left-hand side. So it's Morton 0, St Johnstone 1.
Morton 0, St Johnstone 1. Crucial goal there for St Johnstone as Motherwell try and come in search of an equaliser over on their right-hand side. Dundee, everybody back. Elijah just picks the ball up just outside the area, spins to get it onto his left foot, chips a nice looking ball to the back post, header! Oh, he should have done better there, surely. Charles Regan-Cook should have launched himself at that ball. Instead he just glanced it down into the turf and it bounced up harmlessly for John McCracken. What a chance that was.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of Dre Wright's presence and the sun, which was shining directly in his eyes, and I think it just hits off his face rather than him actually headering the ball, and McCracken just collects it pretty easily.
Up the other end, Cammy Congreve, left-footed shot off the crossbar. Wonderful effort, still it's there for Dundee, but they can't quite get to it, and Motherwell might have a chance to get the ball clear, but that ball swerved and dipped, and it was a half-inch away from being another Cammy Congreve wonder goal. Well, hasn't this game just livened up? Motherwell now on the right hand side. Sorry Stephen, I'll bring you in a second, but Elijah Just is now taking the ball for a run, plays it towards Björg Olsen. Can he turn and get his shot away? It's well defended by Dundee. Well, it's like a basketball game at the moment. It's attack followed by attack, and Motherwell, after watching their crossbar still rattle, are now up at the other end. Cammy Congreve with the shot back off the crossbar. Dundee don't have the insurance that they're looking for, but what a lovely effort from him. Motherwell now down this left hand side. Well, it's Charles Regan-Cook who's got yet more frustration, because that all stemmed from the fact that he couldn't take the great chance that he was presented with.
Well, this is a game we probably expected it would be, that one team having a chance, the other team get up the pitch. Motherwell should have been level, but then a minute later they should have been 2-0 down. It's brilliant play by Cameron Congreve. I have to say he's been restrained a little bit this afternoon. He hasn't been able to show his true self, but that was the one moment he faced Stephen Welsh up, skipped onto his left foot. It may have took a little deflection. For all it's worth, I thought it was nestling in the top corner. We were right behind it, but the crossbar keeps Motherwell alive.
Here comes Elijah Just for Motherwell. He's fouled on the edge of the area once again.
He's been booked, hasn't he, Luke Graham?
Yes, he has.
That's probably not a standalone booking, but it's a needless tackle. He dives in, he commits himself. He now goes into the mind of the referee to say he probably can't make another foul, or it could be a second yellow.
Well, Regan Charles Cook had a brilliant chance to equalise for Motherwell, but he couldn't get any purchase on his header. 60 seconds later, Cammy Congreve has his head in his hands as he watches this brilliant left foot shot come off the crossbar. And now, once again, Motherwell have a great chance from a free kick just outside the Dundee penalty area. 73 and a bit minutes played. It's Callum Slattery who I think will fancy this right-footed, although Elijah Just with the left foot is standing a couple of paces behind him.
I wonder, Kerry, they've tried to whip it, swerve it, dip it, all the other bits and everything in between. I wonder if it's so close, just put your laces through it. Just try and get a clean connection on the ball, and make it difficult for the goalkeeper.
I would imagine that's what Callum Slattery's thinking. Just go up and just go as hard as you can. Probably aim at Maswanisi, aim at Oscar Priestman, who are just standing in the wall.
Callum Slattery is eyeing this one up. It is barely half a yard outside the 18-yard line. It's not quite dead centre, but not far off. 8 men in the wall. Slattery right-footed, deflection, brilliant save once again from the goalkeeper, and it's nodded back towards him. Well, once again John McCracken's the Dundee hero, because there was plenty of power on the free kick, but the most difficult thing for the goalie was the deflection off the wall. He had to readjust his footing, made the save. Superb stuff from John McCracken.
Yeah, it bounced right in front of him, and that's never easy at all. And he ends up collecting the ball as well. You just start to wonder whether it's going to be Dundee's day. He does put his foot through. He doesn't take a particularly big run up, and he forces the save, and Dundee maintain the lead.
I think he also sees it late. That's the thing, because it comes through bodies. All he can do is just trying to get his body in the way of the ball, hope to keep it out and then grab it at the second attempt. But you're right, I was thinking that myself. Is it one of those days for Motherwell where they're knocking on the door, they've had a few opportunities? John McCracken has a couple of great saves and they're just not getting through.
Dundee 1, Motherwell 0. Welcome to listeners on FM who have had a 90-point game at Murrayfield, with Scotland beating France 50 points to 40. Not quite been that much action here, but it is warming up now. We've had chance after chance in the last 5 minutes. Motherwell looking for an equaliser. They have the ball just outside the Dundee penalty area. Dundee leading by a goal to nil. Yogan after 32 minutes. Motherwell now coming down the right hand side. Elijah Just has a couple of players to try and get past. He can. Dundee hack the ball towards the halfway line where there is not a soul but the Motherwell goalkeeper Callum Ward, who's rushed out to get the ball. Everyone's back defending for Dundee as Motherwell put lots of pressure on that dark blue backline. So far so good from the home side, though they've defended everything that Motherwell have thrown at them. The home fans thought they were about to get a free kick there. It's gone the other way. Motherwell have the free kick. It's slightly further out this time, but it's still dangerous. It's still in the 30-yard territory, and it's still pretty central, and one of their players is still down on the ground.
Yeah, I hope the three gentlemen who are absolutely raging at that decision can't hear me, but I think the referee gets it right. I think Bjorgolfsson gets there first, and the Dundee player, okay, he doesn't see him coming, he doesn't mean it. Intent's not always relevant. He trips him up and it's a foul.
Well, Motherwell are throwing the kitchen sink at this one. They are trailing by a goal to nil. We've only got 14 minutes left. If you're hearing any bad language there, we apologise. It's BBC Radio Scotland, Cerdinad Sands.
Alford had my half-time pie as well, and he swear, I can't believe that.
I think these guys were here the last time I was here, and it was fairly fruity on that occasion.
I was
as
the
well.
same, don't worry. We've heard them all, Cerdine. This is a better opportunity to get the ball up and down over the wall. You've got a lot more room to play with here, as opposed to being on the edge of the box. So it'll be interesting to see who takes it this time.
77 minutes on the clock. Dundee 1, Motherwell 0. The visitors have a free kick. It's about 30 yards from goal, just to the left of centre.
I don't think they're shooting. I think Just will clip it in to the back stick.
It's either Elijah Just or Callum Slattery. Here comes Callum Slattery, right footed. He does shoot. What a goal! Oh my goodness! Callum Slattery with the right foot bends the ball over the wall beyond the outstretched right arm of the goalkeeper John McCracken, who had absolutely no chance. That is a brilliant free kick. It's a brilliant equaliser. He's pointed to his manager Callum Slattery, and it's Dundee 1, Motherwell 1.
Yeah, well, forget what I said. I thought Just was lining up to clip it to Bjorgolfsson, and Callum Slattery's made me look stupid, because that is a wonderful free kick, and it was everything that they haven't done up to this point from opportunities from that range. He gets it up, he gets it over, he gets the bend, the whip, the pace. McCracken, who's been great all day, no chance. 1-1.
Well, I think the Dundee defence thought that Elijah Just was also going to chip it to the back post, but I did say there was a little bit more room to work with, Carradine. When you're in the edge of the box, you really have to be so precise, but Callum Slattery gets it up, uses the pace of the ball, nestles in the bottom corner. Now we've got a game.
And not to labour the point either, but the amount of free kicks that they've won, it's not always been Bjorgolfsson that's won them, but it's come from him just battling and scrapping away, amongst some good play from Motherwell as well.
Well, it was coming. The goal was coming. They had a couple of sighters, and as Regan Crook goes inside the area, they've got a penalty there. Referee is going to point to what is a goal kick to Dundee. This will surely be reviewed by the VAR panel. It's John Beaton who's in there, assisted by Kevin Clancy. Motherwell want a penalty. Guys, your thoughts?
All I would say is, when you're a defender and you're chasing a forward into the box and you're on the wrong side and you're in behind him, any kind of contact and he goes down, the referee has every right to give a penalty kick. Is there enough contact? I'm not so sure. We've only one look at it, but it certainly looked in a dangerous position, but play's restarted.
Play has resumed, so VAR have given the all clear there to the initial decision by Dan McFarlane, which was no penalty. He did have a really good look at it. Well, game on here at Dens. We have 11 minutes of the regulation 90 left. We do have a game on our hands. It has been much better in the second half, and even in this latter part of the second half. We had the chance there for Charles Cook. We had Cammy Congreve hitting the crossbar. We had the brilliant bending, swerving free kick from Callum Slattery as Ethan Hamilton gets a booking.
It's just delaying the restart, that's the problem. Ashley standing over the ball, he walks away. Ethan Hamilton goes, here's a couple of dummies. The referee has every right to do that. We want the ball back in play.
Well, I was just pausing there to see if Ethan Hamilton had been booked earlier on, but he can't have been because he's still here. It's all happening here at Dens. We're into the last 10 minutes of the regulation 90, and Motherwell are playing football inside their own box as Watt goes out to the right-hand side. When things calm down here, we'll get Derek Ferguson involved again because there's been another goal at Morton at the moment. Motherwell are trying to build from the back. Derek, quickly we'll go across to you. Another goal?
Second for St Johnson, so Smith bombing down that right hand side. What a finish. So I think that's game setting match. Morton 0, St Johnson 2.
2 goals there, both for St Johnson. 2 goals here, they have been shared. Dundee 1, Motherwell 1. And it's Motherwell who fancy this one. They're attacking down their right hand side. They were bold, they went for all the changes at half-time. Double substitution from manager Jens Bertolascu, sent them out early after the interval, and they've got their equaliser, and they are now trying to hunt down a winner in these closing 9 minutes of the regulation 90. Live on BBC Radio Scotland. Here come Motherwell just outside the Dundee penalty area. Masonisi slips, he still has the ball though. Dundee play the ball clear up to Ashley Hay. Can he get the ball away? He can't. Jan Danda might now find the outball to Cammy Congreve. He does find him. Some defending for Motherwell to do. Congreve right-footed, plays the ball across, and that's Stephen Welsh, I think, diving across to give Dundee a corner kick. Better from them though.
Oh, it was outstanding from Stephen Welsh as well, because he won the tackle high up the pitch. It's just unfortunate for him that it broke to a Dundee player, but he got on his bike and he got back really, really well, and he's the one using his experience. I know he's young, but he's played a lot of games at the front post just to divert that for a corner.
Dundee's corner will be played in from their right-hand side. Benton left-footed by Cammy Congreve. And it comes, headers there from a Dundee player. Still some work to be done by Motherwell to get this clear. Dundee still have it, bouncing about just outside the edge of the penalty area, and the shot does come in. It's high, wide and not very handsome. Well, 8 minutes to go. Motherwell have bossed things in terms of possession. 65% possession for Motherwell. It's their fans in the stand away to our left who are singing. They have all the encouragement, and that's because they've had the late equaliser. Is there a late winner in this one? Live on BBC Radio Scotland with Stephen Craigan, Rory Loy and myself, Kerdy Nids, and it's been really good in the second half in particular. Which way will this one swing next? Is there a winner in this football match?
I don't think it's over yet. I think there's a winner somewhere for someone. There's been too many chances. Both sides are so open. They're going for the winning goal themselves. Something's going to give.
A point really isn't all that much use to either, with Dundee wanting to get themselves well away from the teams below them, and Motherwell, well, if they do have any designs on properly getting involved in a title tussle, a win here puts them within 7 of league leaders' hearts. And a point is not at all what they're looking for, and they're trying to keep the ball from going behind for a goal kick, and I'm not sure if they've succeeded or not. Pretty sure it's going to be a goal kick to Dundee. And again, John McCracken, who's had a couple of outstanding saves in this match, nothing at all he could do about that belter of a free kick from Callum Slattery. Beckham-esque as it bent away from the goalkeeper, moved and swerved in the air and found the back of the net. The Motherwell fans behind the goal had an absolutely brilliant view of that as it flew into the net. Dundee coming forward now though. Here they are, chance for Dundee, ball played across, surely! Goal, Dundee! Ben Robertson with the tap in, with 6 minutes to go. It's the home fans who are on their feet. This pendulum swings once again towards the home side. Lovely play from Dundee. Joe Wesley with the assist. Finn Robertson couldn't really miss from the edge of the 6-yard box, and Motherwell's good work to get level is all for nothing at the moment as Dundee go back in front thanks to Finn Robertson. It's Dundee 2, Motherwell 1.
Yeah, it's a really well executed goal, I have to say, from Dundee's point of view. Fantastic run by Wesley, penetrates the defence of Motherwell by running from deep. He's played in behind and he keeps his composure, he lifts his head, he picks out a pass, and Dundee get their noses back in front.
And it's the three substitutes who combine, isn't it? And I think Ashley Hay wins the header. Joe Wesley runs onto it, fizzes the ball across goal, and it's Finny Robertson that gets the goal. And that's the risk that Jens Bartolascu has taken. He's playing a winger at full-back. He loses the header. Does Megan Cook, doesn't get himself back in, and I'd say it wasn't over. It was just a sense around the stadium there was going to be a goal, a third goal for someone, and it's gone to Dundee. Will there be a fourth goal now?
I'm going to get you to put my lottery numbers on, because you called the Slattery free kick, and then just after you said there's another goal in it, up Dundee go up the park. Brilliant play from Wesley to lay it on a plate for Finlay Robertson. It's his second goal of the season. He scored against Hibs earlier in the season. That is a really valuable goal, a really valuable contribution for the Dundee substitute. It gives the home side the lead with 5 minutes to go, and it just might be 3 ever precious points for Dundee as they bid to try and be most likely the best of the bottom half. Theoretically they could still finish top 6, but that's exceptionally unlikely. They need Falkirk, well, not to pick up another point actually, and Dundee to win all of their matches from here on in. They're winning this one, that's all the home fans care about at the moment, as an ironic cheer goes around the re-energised, rejuvenated home support as Motherwell boot the ball out the park. They're on their feet, the Dundee fans. They know that they've only got 4 minutes to get through, and they'll take all 3 points.
Yeah, Sam Nicholson's come on for Motherwell. I think it's Oscar Priestman who he's taken off. Just looking, I didn't see it happen, but I looked down and Sam Nicholson was there and Oscar Priestman wasn't, so he'll be disappointed because he didn't do badly at all when he came on, but it's needs must at this point for Motherwell.
It just shows you, I'd spoken at the start of the second half about whenever Ashley Hay came on, the impact he's made, the number of headers that he's won, and just little flick-ons. It just changes the point of attack, because first half Simon Murray wasn't winning them. Stephen Wells, Paul McGinn always recycling the ball back into midfield, but suddenly now the whole narrative of the game has changed because of his presence.
Free right for Dundee, trying to keep the ball deep in Motherwell territory. Well, we've got a great game on our hands now. It took a while to come to the boil, but this one, that's come off the referee, so he's going to have a drop ball there. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. They are not used to losing football matches, Motherwell. They've only had 1 league defeat in the last 20, and that was at Ibrox just after Christmas. That's how good they've been. Dundee, though, they've been on it today. They've been disciplined, they've been organised. The goalkeeper's made a couple of excellent saves, and they have been clinical. They'll also want a free kick here, and the usual trio in front of us are asking for some action from the referee.
Again, though, Kerridine, it's 2 players with their eyes fixed on the ball. Sam Nicholson doesn't see him there. Yes, it's a foul. It looks far worse than it actually is because he clips his heel. But the referee's quite right to give the foul, nothing more.
What drama is there left? Live here on BBC Radio Scotland. Dundee are putting a dent in Motherwell's title aspirations. If they even want a point, Motherwell have to score in the final 2 minutes plus whatever is added on at the end of this match, and they have the ball deep in their own half. They're about to cross halfway now. Georg Olsen all of a sudden is just on the edge of the Dundee penalty area, wide on the left hand side though, has to come back. Charles Cook to Watt. Think about a shot from long range from Paul McGinn, but he thinks better. They recycle the ball. Now then, cross comes in, up go the heads. Dundee get the ball cleared just to the edge of the penalty area, but even the Motherwell defenders are there patrolling the edge of the Dundee box. That's Stephen Welsh who has it just now. Nice ball from him. Opportunities here for Motherwell. Dundee have just about everybody back. Motherwell come back out to come forward though, just on the edge of the area. Shot comes in from distance, deflection, right down the throat of the goalkeeper. That was Callum Slattery, again fancying a double in this game. Power behind the shot, deflected, looping into the arms of a grateful goalkeeper, John McCracken, and it stays Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. We're inside the last minute of the regulation 90. His opposite number, Callum Ward's already got the ball because Dundee didn't have anyone further up the park. It's a bit of a rearguard operation at the moment from the home side, trying to protect their 2-1 advantage in the last 90 seconds of regulation time, as the Motherwell fans away to our left try and encourage their side, try and suck the ball into the net one more time. They've seen a brilliant free kick from Slattery after Yogan's opener, but that Finn Robertson late strike for Dundee has them in pole position at the moment. Just outside the area are Motherwell, yet more pressure from those in claret and amber outside the edge of the Dundee penalty area. In comes the cross header there, headed away by Luke Graham, just to the edge of the area. Dundee struggling to get the ball away. Now Motherwell have it with McGinn. Little step over from the centre half, and he's just taken too long there, and he's committed the foul. Well, nice idea from Paul McGinn, but if you're going to do a step over, you need to be a wee bit quicker than that. Yandanda has gone down with cramp. We are going to have how many minutes added on, Stephen Craigan?
We're going to have 5 minutes added on. You can just hear it being announced. So Dundee will now try and manage the next 5 minutes, not take any risks, don't give Motherwell any encouragement. The onus is on Motherwell to pile bodies forward to try to come up with something a little bit spectacular, as Yandanda goes down with a little bit of an injury.
Cramp, I wonder, or maybe an injury to his right ankle. Yep, on comes the physio, so we'll maybe get some time added on, as the Tannoy says that the sponsors man of the match is Cammy Congreve. Any arguments with that?
I think there's been better players in the Dundee jersey. I think even Hamilton's been good. I think Ashley Hay has made a massive impact since he came on in the game. But yeah, when you're a wide player and you do a couple of step overs, you've got a nice left foot, then sometimes
rattle the crossbar helps.
Well, yeah, I think we need to do more than that.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying from whoever picks its perspective, and cut inside and smash the crossbar, it leaves a lasting memory.
Yeah, he did play well, Cammy Congreve. Half an inch away from making it 2-0. Earlier in the game, Yogan must have been half an inch of a jump away from making it 2-0 after he opened the scoring. That Slattery wonder free kick had it at 1 apiece before Dundee's late potential winner, because we are now deep into stoppage time. We've played 91.5 minutes as the nominal man of the match from the home sponsors, Cammy Congreve, gets a yellow card for his trouble, presumably for time wasting. Motherwell in a hurry to get the game ongoing. Elliot Watt always at the centre of things. Ball played forward aimlessly, and Dundee should pick up with Congreve into the centre circle to Ashley Hay. He takes a touch beyond his man. He's surely fouled there. That's going to be another yellow card, and that's Paul McGinn, who doesn't like the decision from referee Dan McFarlane, and a few more seconds will come off the stopwatch, which now reads 92 minutes. We have 3 additional minutes plus maybe a few seconds on top of that. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. Drama on BBC Radio Scotland. Can Dundee find some insurance? Can Motherwell find an equaliser?
Poor couple of minutes for Paul McGinn. He's committed a couple of fouls. He's ended up getting booked. It was him that gave the ball away as well, trying to force the play.
Dundee in no particular hurry to take this free kick. It will be taken from inside the centre circle, inside the Motherwell half, dead centre, right-footed. In it comes just now towards the corner flag, where Ashley Hay was all over the back of Regan Charles Cook, and the ball goes harmlessly away for a goal kick to Motherwell, who will want to take it quickly, because we've played nearly 3 minutes of the 5 additional, which means 93 in total. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. Or Dundee heading for 3 precious points, putting a dent in Motherwell's recent wonderful form. Stephen Welsh to Elliot Watt. Motherwell with the football midway inside the Dundee half. They have it wide on the right hand side. Can they get another delivery into the box to put pressure on the Dundee rearguard? They've come outside the box, chipped towards the edge of the area. Dundee just play it high into the air, headed towards the centre circle. Everybody's back for Dundee. They do not have an out ball at all, which is why Motherwell pick up to Elliot Watt in the centre circle. 1.5 minutes left of time added on. Motherwell desperately searching an equaliser, playing intricate passes outside the Dundee penalty area. Over on that right hand side is Sparrow, plays it back in field. Nice football to just chips it to the back post. Up go the Dundee heads. Chance for Maswanise. Goalkeeper makes the diving save. Not all that much power in the header. It was easy in the end for John McCracken. Certainly not his hardest save of the game. He's made a couple of excellent ones in the match. And right-footed, he now plays the ball high into the air with 1 minute of the 5 added on still to be played. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1.
Yeah, Matt, it was difficult for Maswinski. I think a little bit of desperation set in because he was never going to be able to generate the power. It was literally falling straight down out the air.
Is there late drama here? Motherwell coming forward. Björgolfsson plays it out to that right-hand side. Can the ball be delivered into the box? It can, but it's way too high. And that's why we get the ironic cheers from the Dundee fans. And by my watch, we're into the final 30 seconds. I fancy the referee might add on a few extra. There were a couple of fouls and a booking. But it's last chance saloon for Motherwell. They have to get hold of the football. And the problem for them with the score at Dundee 2, Motherwell 1 is that the home goalkeeper, John McCracken, has it. He's taking a goal kick and he's taking his sweet time, as he has every right to do. By my reckoning, the 5 minutes of time added on have come and gone now. So now it's extra time in extra time. What do Motherwell have? They know they have to get the ball forward. Regan Charles Cook has it on this left-hand side. He delays, still Motherwell have it. Substitute Sam Nicholson to the edge of the area. Elijah just chips it to the back post. This is it for Motherwell. It's played away by Dundee. Surely that'll be the last major incident of the game, but Motherwell will try and keep the ball in. But now Dundee can break away over halfway. Motherwell have a couple of bodies back, but they're struggling to get there. Dundee have players forward. In comes the ball across to this right-hand side. Cammy Congreve just lets the ball hit off and he takes it towards the corner flag. He's in no hurry whatsoever to make an attempt towards goal. He has 3 Motherwell players around him. He's going to try and win the throw-in off one of them. He can't. Motherwell win the ball back. Still we play on. Nearly 96 minutes played. Elijah just for Motherwell plays it infield. Out to this left-hand side, and Charles Cook has it. Can he keep the ball in? He can. Desperate defending here from Dundee. Charles Cook plays it into the area. Last chance for Motherwell. It's headed high in the air towards the edge of the area. Still, the referee plays on. The Dundee fans are furious. Not anymore! There goes the final whistle. Motherwell are defeated. Only their second defeat in 21 Premiership games, but how much damage does that do to their potential to get involved in a title tussle? Dundee won't worry about that too much. They've their own battles to fight. They want to move away from the other end of the table, and they've got 3 precious points here. Yogan with the goal in the first half put them ahead. A wonderful Callum Slattery free kick, brilliantly taken, got Motherwell back on level terms with around 10 minutes to go. But then it was Finn Robertson, played in by Joe Wesley, making it 2-1 to Dundee and wrapping up all the points. There were a couple of brilliant saves from the Dundee keeper John McCracken, but you have to say they were disciplined and organised at the back, where Dundee, Motherwell were not at their brilliant best, and it was a deserved win for the home side. It finished here at Dens Park. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1.